I run this. Gun game's my shit. Let's go.
Are we up here?
Go.
All right, and Battlefield's I think they came out a new season too.
Oh, I have you guys unmuted. Oh my gosh.
There we go.
There it is.
2,
All right, looking good, team.
Damn, someone caught up.
Come on. So I'm trying to queue up my freaking update right quick.
Fuck you.
Oh wow.
Come on, enter the door, dummy. Enter the door, dummy.
Oh my, are you serious?
What happened?
Dog, I canceled this freaking update because it wasn't working. The shit uninstalled my whole game.
You blew it. Super hard.
Damn.
Oh,
Well,
Like, it was just stuck on 0, talking about it was paused. I'm like, how the fuck can it be paused?
damn.
Oof, get wrecked.
Oh, I'm hurt.
It should be done by the time we're done.
Facts. You know what? You're right. You're right. Let's get this thing started. That's crazy.
Oh,
right
you
there.
bastard.
Like, who designed that?
Not the brightest people.
Only Xbox.
Hold on, we don't say that in front of other people.
Facts and company.
Company.
Wow.
You don't say that in front of company.
I'm just kidding.
How dare you?
That's what Maurice
And
was saying.
we need Xbox
Facts.
to sponsor us. They are the closest people we are to sponsoring.
Okay.
Oh, how I miss gun game.
I know, it's just so much fun.
Now we
Yeah,
just
second
need
place.
gunfight, then I'll be happy.
They got
You're never
grinds,
pleased.
but not gunfight.
I'm an easy customer. Just give me those 2 modes. That's all I need.
Oh, you bloody hell, you bastard.
He just want doubles. That's what he want.
Mm-hmm.
I just like it because it's like, you know it. I don't know. I thought it was going to be like super sweaty, but it's so much fun. I love that shit.
Oh, damn it, from behind. Fuck, he took my spot.
All right. Well, Kai's finally going on the right track.
Oh, you bitch.
What you mean? Let me turn up my fan.
They're finally releasing game modes now. Yeah.
Oh yeah, facts. They've been missing that. All right, let's get them taps down.
I like this battle pass though.
You say you don't like it?
I do like it. It's a lot more. It's a lot more.
What game?
It's the for
God damn it.
COD, for Call of Duty. Instead of you like going through a straightforward like a linear battle pass, it allows you to choose a path to get certain things from the battle pass. So if you want to just get certain guns, you just gotta get the enough tokens to get to those guns.
All right, bet.
Why can't they just have me play 5 games and unlock everything? That's what I want.
Because it's too easy, Carl.
Right?
It's not addictive enough.
For who?
It's not addictive enough. You got to be in there, man.
Some 007 type shit right there.
Yeah.
If you're not in there enough, what's the point?
I need everything after 5 games.
These allergies.
Yeah, that's torture for you, Suave. Like that it's like preview of spring. It's like
Crazies.
like nigga.
And I have not struggled with allergies in my life, but like, I don't know. Like I hit 30. It was like, well, you better buy stock in Claritin, nigga.
You better buy stock in Claritin.
I don't know where this came from. Like, get the
only time I had problems with allergies was when I was in Tallahassee.
Yeah, the pollen.
Ridiculous though.
Maurice said, "Get that air purifier, cuz."
I got one.
You need to be purifying your air.
Clearly,
I might
got one too. I got
my AC filter. That might be part of my problem.
Facts.
I
definitely
Yeah,
have
you
to do
definitely
that
got to do
too.
that. Yeah, I need to do
Yeah.
that.
You're supposed to change every month, and I keep forgetting. I set
At
a
least
thing
every
on my
2 months.
phone.
Depending on
I
the type
set
of
a thing
filter
on
you
my
put
phone.
in.
I gotta get a new
Facts.
filter for my.
I just get some from Amazon because mine
Same.
is some odd size. Like I literally can't go into a store and find it, so I kind of have to get it from Amazon.
Mm.
I gotta get a new filter for my atmosphere sky. I've just been lazy in getting it.
Hey, it'd be like that. Shit. What else? What are we doing? What so y'all trying to play gun game tonight, or what are we doing for that?
We gotta play something that Carl can play.
Oh, Halo.
Ugh.
Oh, what's going on with Halo? I haven't cracked
Look,
that.
they have free for all now.
What's
So
that
if
thing?
they have free for all, I'm back in it. I played a couple games. I was like,
They
okay,
got we
the
got
hatred
new
is
maps,
through the roof. I
community
mean,
maps.
we can't ask for too much.
I
Can't ask
said,
for
look
too
at this.
Look at this hope.
Hey, get this man Maurice out of here.
Oh shoot, we have
much. What
company.
a hater!
I mean,
Look,
Halo is such a good game.
See,
Absolutely.
see,
Such a
talking
good
that shit
game.
before.
Play that shit like every
I
day.
mean,
Talking all that shit before.
do the right
I
thing.
play that before I wake up in the morning. You know what I'm saying?
There you
I wake
go.
out of bed, I grab my sticks, I play Halo right away. It's a palate cleanser for the day.
There you go.
As long as
you-
it's free for all, you know.
I mean,
All right,
I
y'all ready?
guess.
Yep.
Am I ready? Nah.
This man
Damn.
said it's been such an amazing game that Microsoft had to retire it. What? They haven't retired it, Maurice. That we still getting content. You know what?
Exactly.
This man.
Savagery.
Nah, they're like, listen, they
man
I
is
guarantee you
relentless.
there's a board member. There's multiple board members who are just like, what do we do? It's not making as much money as we thought. Do we just get rid of
Exactly.
it?
Yo, this man is relentless.
Savagery.
But
Uh,
the game engine out the pasture.
Oh yeah, well that's
That was
listen.
bound to
Game
happen.
engines age out. Okay, it happens. It happens to all games.
That happened. Yep.
That's
They
how you
shouldn't have,
leak to Halo.
They shouldn't have changed it in the first place. Like it was nothing wrong with Halo 5. I think it was just the
I
that they
agree.
tried to do the open world shit, and
Yeah.
I don't think that engine
Come on.
could handle it. So they actually I heard that they tried Unreal at one point, and then they opted to do their
Their
own
own.
thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because it wasn't handling what they wanted to be.
Yeah, so it's,
I think they just lacked technical expertise.
but they
Damn.
could have just
See,
hired if it was Unreal. They could have just hired any
Developers.
it's
Yeah,
so
they can
much
hire Unreal developers.
so much
which is why I feel like it's more them. Like a lot of
yeah,
people are
it
making
just
it happen
was
with an Unreal. Come on now.
yeah, it was just it's like poster child of like just questionable management stuff, like decisions and all that stuff. So
Mm-hmm.
waiting for that Jason Schreier piece.
Mm.
Actually, there was, I think.
Because look at the performance at high res. So if you open up the world and then you just dial back the quality, it's gonna be at least as good as what you have now. Probably a lot better.
True.
Mhm.
And you can hear all this more in the current episode.
Yeah, nah, we'll talk about that actually. But
Hey, it's time to come back. Come back home, y'all. Home
what,
is
to
good. Yes, sir.
or to are you saying that to 343 coming to Unreal?
Oh no, I'm talking to y'all. Come back to Halo.
Up to the 3 niggas on this call.
See what happened. All right, y'all ready to get started?
Let's do
All
it.
right, let's fucking go. Thank y'all for joining us and welcome to the Blerdimension podcast. Follow us at Blerdimension here on Twitch, on YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok. If you haven't already, turn on notifications so you can be the first to know we got new content for you. I'm Kavon, Negrito Suave. We got JK, Beast Eternal.
What's up, y'all? I know I've been away, you know, but it's for a good reason.
Have you? I don't remember.
Emotional damage.
Wow.
Yep. That's this man's friend, Creston, not Sir.
Yeah.
What's going on, everybody?
Wow.
No video tonight because I'm rocking the still office environment.
Oh,
Do
sounds
like that.
unfortunate.
Oh, wow.
Oh, shots for no reason.
You got JD creates activity.
Welcome, everybody. I got
We
much
got,
to say.
you ain't got much. Hey, no, no, it be like that. We got Carl XKBHX.
For the best.
What's going on? This is how you know I'm a father.
There you go.
Snatched up my daughter's, stylish headphones right here.
Got
thought it
Kawaii
was
Carl in
yours.
the house tonight.
Yeah.
I thought it was yours.
I mean, your face.
I was gonna say, man, I was like, that's good taste.
I
You
mean,
expanding
Real
your
fast.
boundaries.
Have
is
we
my
had a cast where it's been all 6 of us yet this year?
This
No,
year, no.
not
this
yet.
year?
No.
What?
Okay, that's what I
Not
Did
thought.
we? I thought we did
Nah.
back in January.
No,
Nah.
I
No.
my thought, my brain's like no. So I'm thinking it's been a no.
Not yet. Not yet.
Yeah.
It'll happen.
Life be lifing, man.
Do
Life,
whatever.
but listen, we still here. We are
Yeah.
still
I was
here.
out. I was out for 2 weeks because of COVID.
Yeah,
Yep.
it's tough, man. Like,
Now
you know,
AJ's
like
caught the
feeling better.
bug.
Yep,
He
that.
dodged it this whole time, and now just gets it. That's that hurt.
Facts.
It's that one nigga slip up. That's what it is.
It'd be like that. All right, that's everybody. Oh, all our pronouns are he, him, and his. We got 3 segments for y'all that we do. We're gonna talk about some nerdy news and headlines, after news. We got a topic of the week that we talking about. This week Sony had a state of play. I think it was yesterday or today. No, it's today. They
At
just had a
4
state of play today.
PM.
So we're about to talk about that. And last but not least, we're gonna talk about what we've been consuming since you last saw us and what's good. That just means games we've been playing, shows and movies we've been watching, comic books we've been reading, all that kind of good stuff. After the podcast, we're gonna get into after podcast gaming. And we, going back to good old Halo Infinite. See what the
Come on, fellas.
come
Come
on,
home.
right? We going home to Halo, seeing how the winter update treat us. So stick around for that. So first up, I still haven't fixed the lower third, but we about to talk about some headlines. And we have, I want to say, in the last couple weeks, definitely over the last couple months, a lot of live service games shutting down. Apex Mobile, Knockout City, Rumbleverse. I saw that
What?
Multiverses had
Oh, yeah.
rapidly declining user count. They're probably not gonna
Oh
last
my
too
gosh,
long.
really?
Yeah. It's been
Yeah.
not so hot.
Been not so hot.
Not
and
at all.
Spellbreak is going down. Spellbreak is
Oh,
ending.
Spellbreak's gone too?
Yep, and Natural Selection
Oh,
too, which I'm
yeah.
not familiar with that. But I was like, damn, I didn't, I thought Spellbreak was going, hang on there.
That's the joint that what AJ like, right?
Yeah, it is.
Spellbreak
Yeah.
was fun though. That's
It was,
why
I mean, it was a fantastic idea.
yeah.
It just
It
unfortunately not a lot of people had the drive to play it.
Yeah.
Yeah. It just
Rip.
it requires. I think the problem with these online service games is they just require too much time, and not only people only have
limited amount of time. to
a
play.
limited amount of time to like keep up with like these games that just never end. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Absolutely.
And it's and then to the tough part about it is also you got to have like the infrastructure to feed that beast to keep people like not wanting to fire up another game. And
Mm-hmm.
Epic was the only one that was able to kind of do that and keep that train going. I mean, even Apex in the beginning struggled. You remember there was a drought. It was like it was almost like
That was almost a year
6
drought.
months.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like 6 months of like just the like no updates on any content. And the reason was that they didn't like Respawn is a they didn't have that pipeline going. So these other games that are trying to come out and grab people's attention, they play it, it's free, it's like, okay, cool, I'll download it, I'll play it for a bit. but then they just go back to their bread and butter unless something monumental happens. You get a new like content or battle pass and all this stuff. But like people just they have their routines, they have their crew. It's hard
Yep.
to kind of shift people. I mean, shit, I'm trying to convince y'all niggas to get back on Halo, you know. And y'all like Halo. I mean, like, but these other giants, it's like if you got your crew, you're playing Destiny, and you're playing
And
Warzone, and you got your crew. Like, it's hard to be like, yo, let's play this Knockout City. Let's go and play dodgeball and this and that. And it's like, what? Like,
I
think
can't
it.
even understand it.
oh, we trying to raid.
Everybody play that.
We trying
Yeah,
to raid.
yeah. So it's I don't know. I think they're trying to go after the same type of people, and they're realizing that these same type of people only have a certain amount of hours in the day to actually sit down and game.
Yep.
So it's just hard. It's the saddest thing about all of this is I look at a game like Knockout City, um, all these other like live service giants. There's a lot of fucking like development goes into these. Like these are not like simple like web apps that they're just like sunsetting. These are fucking like full on like video games. Like they got all sorts of R&D and all sorts of development and assets and infrastructure to behind it. And it's like all that work is just gone. Like Hyperscape, that game was like technically was awesome. Like there was a lot of work that went into that. But
It
that shit
was.
is just like it's gone. Like what do they do with that stuff? I hope they're like reusing
Realize
and
they're not needed.
recycling.
Hyperscape was trying to compete though with Apex.
Hyperscape had it. Yeah, it was a flooded
was trying to,
market.
yeah, I was trying to compete with Apex.
But beautiful
COD,
movement.
But my thing is like, what do they do with all that like code that they wrote? Like, how are they
Oh, where
like
does it go?
they
redistributing?
probably get refurbished somehow, some way. Like it's just like
Or they sell bits of it off.
yeah.
I don't
There
know,
was
'cause
this
they
one
built some
game.
cool systems in there.
I forget the name of it, but it was a game that it was a service game too, but it was like League of Legends, but
Oh,
like
I know
first
what you're talking about.
person. Yeah, like a game with a
Battleborn?
P. Not Battle. Was it Battleborn?
Yeah,
Those are-
I thought it
Battleborn.
began with like a P
Yeah.
or something like that.
Oh, Paladin?
Paladin, yeah. And,
Paladin
no,
still-
not Paladin.
Paladin still
Not
exists.
Paladin. It was a PlayStation. I played it on PlayStation 3.
That's why it's forgettable.
Wow.
But no, what they did
Oh,
was
Paragon.
even though like it shut Paragon. There it is. Yes, Paragon.
That's
They
that
had shut it down, but they released all of like the characters, like all the characters and like the code and stuff like that, so people can make their own versions. Because it had a little bit of a community, but no one essentially like, they realized they just didn't want to take up the project, or vice versa, didn't want to put the people behind it, so they basically open sourced it.
Well, they didn't
And
shut
so
it down.
a bunch of other spin-offs
they
came off
remade
of
it.
that.
They remade it.
Well, the version in which they had originally launched, they shut that down. But they did eventually, remake something similar.
I'm sure it's the exact same game, but yeah, it's called Predecessor.
Yeah.
And you can still download the game like on
Yeah.
Steam and play it because people still playing it.
But my point is, I would love for them to open source Hyperscape.
Yeah. Well, I don't think it will go well.
Well,
Maybe
at
it
least
will.
well, my thing is at least with these like service-based chains, and I think the outlier with all of these is Knockout City. They're allowing to basically allow folks to self-host it, so you can still
Mhm.
that they're not it's not going to be any dedicated servers to it, but folks will be able to
I
like
love that.
Yeah, that's
and I
dope.
think that should be the norm, especially for these
Absolutely.
games, like because it's like dog like another game that died a few years back, Lawbreakers.
Yeah. Oh man.
Yeah.
Lawbreakers was such a good game.
That shit was amazing, but the The problem with that game is that it was competing with Overwatch, which I mean, it really wasn't because it wasn't the same. Only thing it had in common was the whole hero structure. So it had that, but gameplay wise, like that shit was like it was basically Unreal Tournament. It was like Unreal Tournament and Overwatch had a baby. But that game, I would love if they would have just like released a version that you can self-host. Like I would be on that shit right now. I'd be having a whole Discord of it and just like fucking like hosting janks like every chance I got every chance I got. So
Which game is this that you're talking about?
it's
Lawbreakers.
called Lawbreakers. It was made by Cliff Blazinski. He's the guy that made Gears of War, old school Unreal Tournament, shit like that. This was
Is
like
it
his
open
little.
source?
Nah, it's just dead. It's gone.
Yeah.
I don't.
I heard.
And I'm
And that's
just
such a
saying like
shame.
that. Yeah, because it like that was a they spent years making that, and it's just like
Yeah.
all that work is just gone. It's like dog, like there should be a way to there should be a way to like there should be like a repo like these dead games that allow you to just take it down and then put some
Refurbish it.
patch in there
See,
that
they
allows you
just
to
know they're gonna make money again. That's what it is. It's like, okay, we'll just wait 5 to 10 years,
We'll release
reboot this thing, we'll make money again. So we can't open source it.
Mm.
That's probably what they're saying.
and even I don't know if y'all know David Jaffe. He's the dude that made the original God of War, Twisted Metal, shit like that. He made a game also for PlayStation. It's called Drawn to Death, and that was
Oh,
also
that was fun.
that
That
was
was
also
fun.
Sounds like fun.
It was
yeah.
yeah.
It was crazy. It was like it was so creative. It was fun. It was crazy. But that game died, and then it's just like gone forever. It's like
That was
damn,
like a
like
battle royale, wasn't it?
yeah, kinda.
I miss Hyperscape.
So
Yeah.
I'm just saying that if all these games that have like all this infrastructure behind it, there should be a way to be able to archive this and then self-host it. Like even people are like self-hosting like the original. I used to self-host the original like Halo games before MCC came out and shit. Once they
Mhm.
took down Xbox Live for Xbox for the original Xbox, like people were self-hosting it and all of that. So like there should be a way to do that. It's just a shame that all this like years of like hardcore dev is just gone,
It's gone. Yeah.
gone,
Art,
vanished.
QA,
Yeah,
R&D.
Well, I mean, that
Just
goes like if you think about it, well,
Hours and
not,
hours of work.
hours,
it's just like
hours,
what Tech
hundreds of
said.
hours.
It's just like what Tech said, like invested in a project, like they invested in they made a game,
Yeah, games are the same way.
and then they were like, okay, this got some traction, and then they're like, oh, the game's kind of dying. All right, let's go to the next project. And then they're like, okay, hey, we're gonna shut the server down. And then they come out like, oh, didn't y'all just shut the server down? Y'all already got a new game already. Y'all want to promote? Like, why don't y'all just fix the other game that was already good? Like Hyperscape, that was made by who? That was made by Ubisoft. And Ubisoft, they got tons of other projects. So they were like, hey, we tried it. Let's go back to our bread and butter.
And that's basically what happened. Like all the if you look at all the major publishers, I mean, it's always like whatever trend is going on in the gaming industry, every publisher just has to like at least try. So
Mm-hmm.
EA, with the whole battle royale shit, they hopped in with Apex, got lucky that they had Respawn on the roster,
Mm-hmm.
was able to pull that off. Unfortunately, Titanfall had to fucking die because of it.
Yeah.
And then you got so you got Ubisoft that tried with fucking Hyperscape, Activision, Warzone, of course Epic with Fortnite,
Battlefield had their own.
Yeah, but yeah, they tried it with was it Battlefield 5? They tried that
Yeah,
Firestorm. It was a cool.
nice
I like that
concept.
I like the concept. It was like a fucking fire, just
Yeah.
like and go, but it was just so dead and soulless. I was like, oh, this is kind of lame.
Yeah,
But yeah, I mean that's just how like these big companies work. They just have to, like these suits that don't really understand like the medium and the trends, or they don't understand the the they don't understand like how these games are, like how people really kind of interact with them. They just see what's successful and they try to emulate that,
hmm
and
Yep.
throw as much
100%.
money at it as they can. And now we're at that point of like the end of the live service gold rush, and so we'll see what happens from here.
Facts. So, real quick, do y'all think that this like these continued waves of just like live service games shutting shit down, is that a sign that we're gonna stop getting I mean, obviously the ones that they've already started working on, like they gonna throw that shit out there and see, whatever. If it's stick, it's stick. But do y'all think people are gonna go like think twice now about like making
live
a live
service.
service game?
No, because they're already lining up with more. So like they have Suicide Squad.
Yeah,
That's that's gonna be a live service game. They got shit.
Sony
Sony got
themselves is they're
Destiny
putting a
2.
lot of R&D into to live service.
Yeah, like Destiny 2 was like is like the standard now for a live service, basically. So
Yeah.
like it's so with Destiny 2, especially since the new content's dropping next week, um people are pushing towards that for their live service and trying to keep up with that. It's just like with like remember how like battle passes wasn't a thing until Fortnite. And then Fortnite happened, and then when people started, oh, let's do a battle pass, and now everybody doing a battle pass. So I think eventually it's gonna come to that.
Eventually
Yeah,
it's gonna come to what? Like everybody just having battle passes to support their games? Or are you saying that it's gonna come to not doing live service games?
Say it one more time. Sorry, I was I was reading chat.
boy,
I
I
was
thought you had a
reading.
stroke or something.
And I was filled with
It's
yeah. I was
the
filled
chat
with
got
like
crazy for a second.
I was deer in the headlights for a second. Yeah.
what's-
So what were you saying? What were you asking?
You were saying when you were saying that Destiny is kind of the model since they've been probably one of the most successful outside of like Fortnite, which was like an original, and then Apex, which had like already had a built-in audience because of Titanfall. Are you saying that the model going forward is going to be like, okay, copy Destiny? Or are you saying the model going forward is going to be like, okay, we're not doing live service anymore?
It's more of copy elements of Destiny and remake it for themselves so that they can make a successful
Got you.
live service. Like for instance, like Suicide.
Good luck.
Right. So like for instance, like Suicide Squad. They
I mean, look at what happened with Avengers. I mean, you can't just like. That's the thing.
that is
like,
true. That is true.
You can't just like.
That's the source part for.
It's just. Oh man, yeah, damn.
I mean,
Damn,
you could
I
have just
forgot
let
about
that
that.
one ride.
Nope.
Was gonna call for it.
Damn.
highlights.
I
It's been
forgot
so
about that.
long. It's been so long, man.
Yeah, you can't just expect people to because that's the other thing. It's kind of like live service has become a dirty word, just like how loot boxes were at one
Mm,
point. You
Absolutely.
know,
Yeah.
like everybody just got tired of this shit, and I think that's kind of what's happening with this live. I think battle pass and live service are like the new dirty word when it comes to like, oh shit, we doing this shit again.
yeah.
That's
Um,
because it's like the most effective use of a developer's time if you're just trying to extract revenue. Like it takes
absolutely.
so much effort to make a game
That's
from
it. Yeah.
scratch versus everything is still the same. You're just making more content. You're using the same engine.
Right.
It's
Yeah, it's
just bug
brilliant.
squashing and like content.
It's brilliant. It's brilliant. But like for as a gamer, you could start to see through the
Boy, my Discord is having struggle bus.
you could start seeing through the monotony. It's like it's
Oh
just
yeah.
the same old stuff. Is you can because I mean at the core of like gaming is always a grind. But if you could like dress it up, you know, and make it seem less of a grind, even though gaming in general it's grinding. You're playing for hours and hours, but it's just how do you kind of keep it fresh? And so the all this stuff with these battle passes is just kind of like a lazy way, especially with the biggest thing with Avengers is that they just said that it just felt so like after you're done with the main campaign, everything just kind of felt so like generic and
Yeah.
filler. Like it was just had no like handcrafted attention to it. Everything was just like, oh, let's make a side mission that takes about 2 hours, and let's ramp up the enemies there to be this bullet spongy or this
But they try to do
strong.
raids. So like
Yeah,
the normal content for live service for after campaign is group activities like raids, events, stuff like that. Just like just like Destiny 2. They have raids, you got weekly missions to do and stuff like that. So you always have challenges or whatever to do so that it can keep the person coming back and that's the overall goal. You want to keep that player to come back. So like it's
word
not
on the
like
stick.
right. It's not like like for instance, I like Creston's been playing Dead Space, the remake.
Right.
He beat it last week and he's playing New Game Plus. He's playing it, but he's playing New Game Plus because he likes the game. It's fun. It's a fun game. It's not a live
It's
service
a fun,
game,
yeah,
but
it's a
it's
fun
fun.
game loop.
You're right.
I like it's just the game loop is fun, and the problem with live service is that you feel the game loop. You're not
Hmm.
supposed to feel it. You're supposed to
Right.
just
There's
be
no
like, oh shit, this is fun. I'm
right.
just like in the zone. But like
There's
live
no
service, for instance,
replayability.
yeah, it is replayability, but it's just like it's like fast food. You just get tired of it, you know, and
Yeah.
you
Yeah. It's
Absolutely. That's a great analogy, actually.
yeah.
It is like fast food.
shit like man, I'm tired of this. I'd rather just
I've eaten the same damn thing twice this week.
yeah.
I mean, it's like with any game slump, right? Like I've had that with COD, Apex, and I need
Yeah,
something fresh to like cleanse the palate.
yeah, you
And
gotta
so
keep it
like
fresh, and that's
yeah,
the problem. Is
yeah. So
so
That might be maybe there's too much money in gaming right now. Like especially with all the acquisitions, throwing a
True.
whole lot of money around. People are definitely looking for a return.
mm,
Uh
for
that's a
sure,
good point.
it's a
That's a
safe
good point.
bet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, like I feel like you might have to go to a period where people just catch a whole bunch of L's.
Oh, that's
Over
where
and
we
over
are
and
right
over
now.
again. Yeah.
Well, financially
You're
catch
in
some
that
L's and
period.
then financially catch the L's so that it's like, okay, we'll try anything to see if it'll work.
Mm.
Because you're
The
not
market
willing
will
to try
correct.
anything yet. Yeah. Yeah.
It's happened. I mean, it happened to gaming before. It won't be as drastic as like the crash of the '80s, where Atari was just flooding the market with like bullshit, and people got
Mm.
tired of it. I think gaming has just become it's just part of our lives now. It's never gonna go away, but it's gonna correct itself. It's gonna um morph and shift. But I think honestly, I mean, you gotta if you have a live service game, I think the safest bet is to get either Sony or Microsoft to include it on some sort of game subscription, so you at least get that front load of money from Sony or Microsoft. But like even that doesn't guarantee, because I mean look at what happened with Back for Blood. Like I didn't catch on as like they thought it was going to. They were like, oh yeah, this the people that made Left 4 Dead. It's basically like Left 4 Dead, but just a little bit more modernized. But even that wasn't enough. That's like the developer just was like, yo, like we're done making content for that. Like the game is basically done. So yeah,
Yeah.
we're moving on. But they
That
got
was
that
unfortunate.
bag. They got that bag from Microsoft. So they're good. They
True.
can go to another. They can go to their next project. They're not in. They didn't bank their whole future on that game.
Yeah.
So
Right.
that's the other thing that they have to do. Is if you make a game that's purely multiplayer, that's really focused on that, carrot on the stick model to kind of get people to stay in that ecosystem, you might as well get that bag up front from one of these big publishers so they can at least fund it, and
Yeah.
then
Nice. Got a little bit less to worry
so
about.
yeah.
So,
And Marius
Maurice
brought
is
up a
saying,
good point.
yeah, go ahead. No, it's
Yeah.
okay.
Well, Marius brought up a good point about having quick money pretty much by dropping stuff on Game Pass or pushing games on Game Pass. Which that brings up an interesting point. Like you think with all the new games coming out that are live service, dropping on Game Pass would be a positive, or should they just kind of stick to just dropping like their own separate release and then drop it on Game Pass eventually if it
Yeah.
kind of how they've been doing with stuff already.
I'm gonna make a quick note of that because we're gonna talk about Game Pass a little bit later, so we can circle back.
Let's see if we come back to it.
Wow. So,
Wow.
anything else on live service games?
I'm glad that the market is correcting. I'm glad that this is just, I'm used to this. I've seen this numerous times in gaming. Like everybody always, because think about 360 PS3 generation. Everything was about we have to create a COD killer. Everything has to be a military shooter. We gotta have this. Shortly after that, everything had to be co-op. Shortly after that, everything shifted to what was PS4 generation? Mostly like the beginning of like the battle royale scene, and then everything is live service. So it's just like it's every generation has like these trends that everybody is trying to chase. Like everybody's trying to is that gold rush of like, oh shit, like let's we need to get that. We need to get a slice of that pie. So right now
Yeah.
it's just correcting. People are like, well, I'm tired of this shit. Let's wait till the next thing comes up.
I want something new and sweet.
Facts. All right. So, OpenAI is offering a new product, like a new like B2B product, called Foundry, where you can like basically rent instances and compute like a dedicated number of instances and compute for monthly fee, and obviously, if you sign up for however many months, they got little discounts like that you can get. And they're apparently announcing this a little bit ahead of big deals that they're announcing with Coca-Cola, Spotify, and I want to say at least one other company. Just continuing basically our pre-podcast conversation about them trying to stick AI everywhere they can to win this current information war. So what I can understand Spotify a little bit, just because like, okay, they take this one song and they can make you a radio station of stuff that's kind of similar, or make you like a playlist or whatever, or enhance a playlist that you have based on the songs you have in there. But like,
Yeah, they need it
what
because
the fuck is
their
Hold on,
algorithm
wait.
is Spotify.
Are you serious? Hold on. Spotify does. I mean, they don't do the best job. And I will say one thing that I really want them to improve is like, if you want to block an artist, like you never want to see them in Spotify, you don't want their songs to play, you can only do that on mobile. And then if you're on desktop,
Only. Yep.
yes. Like, why?
You gotta talk to
Desktop
Taylor.
needs so much attention.
Yeah,
It's
matter
ridiculous.
of fact,
We need a DM Taylor, but yo, y'all need to get that shit together.
Wait, is that Spotify or Shopify she at?
I thought she
She
was
at
on Spotify.
Spotify.
Yeah, Spotify.
Okay, yeah,
we
we
do
need
need to do.
Fly a DM. Like, what? I need to fix
Listen,
this.
I need you to fix the desktop app
Okay, put it in Jira tonight.
tonight. Make it a feature request immediately.
Absolutely.
That shit won't get done for another 2 years.
Absolutely. Especially since everybody laid. Well, maybe they could pick up some of these people that got laid off and put some people on that. Because what
Spotify
the fuck
didn't
is
lay
that?
anybody off?
Not yet.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Not yet. I think they're
Maybe
gearing
next
up
week.
for
there's,
us.
again, there's some executives out there that just like, listen, and like one of the things I was having a conversation, and this leads to it, and it was with a group of our friends here, and they're teachers, and they were just like, and they brought up the tech layoffs, and they were just like, well, it's because of the AI, obviously, and I was just like, listen, it's good, but it's not that good. They can't just start laying off niggas because AI is going to do our job. It doesn't work that way.
Like shit. Not yet.
Not yet. I mean, is it to cover their investments? Sure. Is it to cover the astronomical amount of hiring they did during COVID? Absolutely. Like,
Yeah, it's just a market
I really don't even
correction.
think it's that. I think it's look at us investors. That's all it is.
mhm.
Look, we're making prudent moves.
Yeah,
Like, they have profits. It's not like, oh, their profits are under pressure. Like, it's none of
Yeah.
that. There's no
No.
immediate financial reason to do this. It's
No.
just
Trying to
It's
stay in the
because
battle.
it's not bad now. Like it's
Right.
before, if you were to have a tech company lay someone off, they'd be stock price would drop, all
Yeah.
types of stuff. But because everyone else is doing it, it's like, oh well, shit, we do need to let go of some people so we can get some more money in our investors' pockets. Let's
That's
do it
it.
since everyone else is doing it. But
And
I mean,
then-
to keep the conversation back on OpenAI, I don't know what the fuck Coca-Cola's doing. I mean,
you gotta
Maybe
be in the
customer service
mix.
chatbot.
you gotta be
You
in the
said
mix.
what?
I mean, customer
true.
service is a good idea. Customer service,
But
or
who
even
calls
like
Coca?
fulfillment.
No, but
Oh,
like
yeah,
a like a
never mind.
chatbot.
B2B.
Yeah, like
Well,
a chatbot.
Well, think
I mean,
about their freestyle machines. Maybe
Oh,
they want to come up with new exotic flavors based on
Holy
the
hell.
combination.
Nah,
of
that shit
people
gonna
think.
kill somebody.
that's not
That's gonna kill a lot of
someone.
people. It's
We're
gonna
not
create
gonna say that.
fucking mustard gas.
You said
Start killing
mustard.
people.
Shut up, mustard gas.
Nah, that shit gonna be that's
No,
that's a
that machine is
vector
gonna
of
be like,
death
all right,
right
got
there.
it. Here's how we kill these motherfuckers.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Yeah.
nah,
We're
don't give
gonna
them
mix
any
their
ideas,
drinks.
Carl.
I know it that
Ooh.
much. It can write my code. It cannot make my food. I'm not there yet.
Well, they did it for
Alright.
pizza orders.
I
Use the
know, and I'm
machine.
not there yet. I am. I
Oh, yeah?
refuse. That's where I draw a line. Y'all know me. I'm like, put a chip in my brain, but I draw a line at robots making my food. A
Help me
line.
So hold
understand.
on.
Help
Wait.
me understand.
There is a
Absolutely.
line.
That
in
makes
this
no
Make
sense.
sand.
Make it make sense.
That
Make
makes
it
no
ma-
sense.
Explain quick.
There's
We're
a
waiting.
line in the sand. I am done. I am not doing
Like-
this. You will not make my.
So
My
you will
brain
put
could get-
you will
my
put
brain
computer
could get
parts
it.
in you. Yeah.
These taste buds?
Nah.
Can't be messing with these taste buds.
Yeah, that's the taste buds.
Wow.
Maurice, I'm aware that robots make food. I understand. I'm talking about restaurants. If I go into a restaurant and I see a robot back there chefing things up, I am walking out. I'm done.
It's
You
called
will not
an
get my
oven.
business. Negro, don't play. It's called an oven.
This man said, "I
I'm
don't
not
like
talking
my
about-
humans." Wow, Maurice, what I'm hearing is that you're anti-worker. Wow, didn't expect that
somebody's
from
You
you.
getting a whole day breath? What
I'm,
the fuck?
I don't.
He's.
Hey,
You
I
not forget how rich this man is. He is
honestly,
laying people off right now.
so some of these places, like I'm like, you know what? I'm
Let the robot do it.
the robot needs to.
No, I understand. Like McDonald's, Chick-fil-A, all those people, I imagine they will automate their processes. I don't eat there as it is. Like I ain't eating at McDonald's in years. Now Chick-fil-A, I'll be messing up some Lord's chicken, but I mean, even still, once they put
this on
robots
my wife.
there, I'm done.
My wife took me to an IHOP like 2 weeks ago for the first time in a million years.
Ooh.
That's fair.
Butter pecan, sir.
Look, it can use some AI help. That's all I have to say. Like I walked in, they sat us down.
Of course it can.
I smelt something. I'm like,
chains make sense.
is that toilet water? Looked, the bathroom was right there. Absolutely, it was. I'm like, no, you got to move us.
Oh,
I walked in and smelled toilet water.
For chains, it makes complete sense.
That's
Automate
disgusting.
all that. shit.
That is nasty.
What the?
But you won't find this taste buds at a chain. I am not eating at a chain restaurant. You will
What
find
do you
wait
eat
a minute,
then? Because that's all that Fredericksburg has.
No, we have some mom and pop stuff in downtown, and that's where we eat if we do eat out. Is the mom and pop stuff.
I don't hear nothing
Mom
from you
and
talking
pop
about you
put
want
a
to get rid
robot
of
in there.
barbecue.
I'm done.
I don't hear nothing from him talking about he want to get rid of barbecue.
Absolutely get rid of barbecue.
Shut the fuck up.
To preface the conversation, we were
Shut
talking
up.
about ramen spots up north versus all the shitty barbecue places down here in Fredericksburg. Well, down here in fuck guys, down here in Southern Virginia. No one wants all that. I would rather take a ramen place anytime.
What's it's gonna sound racist, but what's your Asian population like down there?
Not very extensive.
Non-existent.
That's why you ain't got no good carry out, no good ramen.
Yeah, no bull.
I'll tell you right now, if you had a Korean barbecue spot mixed with a karaoke spot mixed with a deli,
Never.
Oh man, y'all, they would make you kill him.
Never.
They'll make you kill him. Or y'all just don't know what good taste buds are.
They don't. But anyway, Coca-Cola is probably using ChatGPT for customer service. Now, so again, we will drop the link. I don't have it available, but Suave, if you have it available. Tech influencer, Joma, cool dude, made a video breaking down this whole AI bullshit in the way these companies are doing it, right? And it's brilliant. Like Microsoft is brilliant, OpenAI is brilliant, make the play, make it to where it's accessible, because they're just going to, again, flood the market with a bunch of AI applications. And similar to how we were just talking in a previous conversation in regards to games as a service flooding market, AI companies will flood the market. People will go bankrupt.
Gold rush.
And so forth. It's
a gold rush mentality. Everything is
a gold rush mentality. And that's why Blerdimension will be producing several different applications. Look forward to funding them. We're making AI for blurs. You know what I'm saying?
There we go.
And our AI is going to change the blurred world for the better.
100%.
One blurred life at a time. Just a small donation of 100,000 for each of us. And that's it, really, for the start.
I mean,
that's all we need. Get started.
10 Bitcoin. I mean, I think that's a good way to go.
That would definitely work.
AI, but cool.
Crimson,
exactly.
I don't need you in my chat. Go back to playing Overwatch.
Damn.
Rip. Wow. All right. So
AI, but cool. Right. AJ got the point. It's gonna be a cool AI. You know.
Absolutely.
It's gonna wear its cap backwards. It's.
Oh no! It's said back. No, I don't.
We should make an AI ask Jeeves.
Lord, no. No one needs that. Jeeves has to stay back in the 90s where he died.
He come back as a robot. Like, how can I help you, sir?
I mean, if we making
Jump
a
off a bridge.
It's
Help me out quite a
oh
bit.
no. So
terrible.
as far as
I'm wondering how much it's going to cost. 'Cause
oh, it
that's what
costs a
I'm
lot.
like.
It costs a lot.
I'm
If
sure
you
it
want,
costs a lot. Because that
What-
just the words cloud AI models that just screams
absolutely.
data, like a lot of data.
I
And so
was
I'm just like,
looking.
and data adds up.
The GPU be ridiculously high. That cost of
doesn't-
that is gonna be ridiculously high.
It doesn't take a lot of GPU to use it. It takes a lot of GPU to train it.
Yeah.
And so that's what they're renting out, which is a smart model. They're just like, let's build a model as an example, and then let's build the infrastructure for others to build model.
Mhm.
So yeah, it's a smart play.
Yeah. So
Very
for
AWS like play.
absolutely, but I mean, got to fund that research somehow. For
Yeah.
GPT 3.5 is $78,000 for a 3-month commitment, or
Excuse me?
$264,000 for
Okay, so
a
it's for company
1-year commitment.
It's
Oh
not-
yeah. No, this is
it
not for
is
Beg your
startups.
pardon?
This is for established companies that have a positive
But-
cash flow.
But wait a minute, isn't the model open source?
They have different models that are open source, absolutely. But what they're not selling access to your models. What they're selling is the ability to build your own on an established infrastructure. So push play and then load up your data and build your model. That's what they're selling now. They've built a model. They become very efficient at building models, and so now they're selling that efficiency to larger companies who are established, like
Basically.
Coca-Cola,
I don't
Spotify, and so forth.
Well,
like. I
So
think
do
that
they automatic.
Sorry, go ahead.
So they automate the pruning and the what do you call that? Like cleaning up of the data. So you could just give them
normalization.
a huge
of the data.
CSV and it'll just automatically go in there, dedupe it, clean it, whatever you need to do to your data set, and then turn that into a model without any other input. Just show up with data and it just.
I'm not sure how that functionality is going to work, but I imagine they're working towards something similar to that.
So let's see.
If they
I
do
forget-
that, that's kind of amazing
Yeah.
because that's a ton of work.
I'm looking for the freaking. I was looking for there because they do have like you can. They already have pricing up for their API, right? Where you can use a couple of different models that they have, and they have, whatever, different things that they do, and do, at different levels of like goodness, basically. So like obviously the cheapest you're not getting a lot there, but then if you go up to like DaVinci, like you're gonna get you could build like a Chat GPT experience on top of that. But this new thing that they're offering, instead of giving you API access to a model, they're like Tech said, they're gonna give you the infrastructure with like a base model, and you can train it, so you don't have to scale up your own shit. So it's like they do. I don't think
They're packaging
any
the
of
stack.
these are like any of the models that they offer you are open source. Like I think it's like one step up from like Bear. This is like it's not all the way trained, but it's like they gave it a little bit.
I feel
and then
like
you train it on your information.
Yeah,
because that's the next step for these larger companies. They don't want ChatGPT.
they want something custom. They don't want a general AI.
Coca-Cola GPT.
Exactly.
Right. They want something that's trained on their information, on their internal data sets. And I mean, it takes taking your data and making it actionable to a whole nother level. Imagine for Coca-Cola, especially a company with that much history, if you were to put into pull sales information from 30 years ago, compare it to now, put it in a scatter plot, Excel sheet. Also, while you're at it, email such and such the results. If you were able to put all of that and then make it do it as accurately as possible, I mean that's a done deal for an executive. That's cutting 20% of their labor force, if not more, by just making an AI that's centered around them as a company. that's next steps.
Oh shit! And they're gonna have like SLAs, guarantees for uptime, support. All like they're trying to give you like a whole thing. It's like don't even worry about it. You don't need to build like a AI ML ops team. We got you. All we need is a couple bands. Easy.
Couple bands, and then all your access to all your damn data. That's it. Meanwhile, they're training their models on you. I mean, and then you'll eventually sell access to your models for other other AIs to attach to. Because eventually there'll be like a food and drink AI model that will need access to Coca-Cola's model and so forth and so on. And so that's again, it's just the shit way it's going it's fascinating to me, but that's it.
I would like to think these companies aren't foolish enough to just hand over their data.
Oh, they are. Because again, they see a reduction in labor force, which means a reduction in one of their most expensive assets,
but it doesn't
and an increase in productivity.
It doesn't matter. Like, you have to give them the data to make the models, but to give over ownership of your data or give a very loosey-goosey license to OpenAI to use the data how they want, that would be absurd. Like you're given that the value they're going to extract is multiples of what your whole company is worth. Like, I would hope they wouldn't do that.
Now, I imagine they'll aim to make it localized, but for sure, there's going to be some type of data transfer.
You got to do that, but like, you also have to own your data. And like, if there's going to be, if they have a platform to where companies can share their models with other companies, like the contracts around that has to be like, okay, this is our model, this is our data, we're licensing it for XYZ fee, this is how you could use it. But if they just give that to OpenAI, that's insanity. Like, if that's actually what's gonna happen, I need to take all my money and buy Microsoft stock, because
you definitely fucking do.
Because Microsoft owns most of it. Because that would be insane. That would be very dumb if they did that.
I know this fool did not just never mind.
Did I just use ChatGPT to make a song called AI? Bands make AI dance. I did.
Hey yo.
I did because it's fun.
Somebody turn this nigga's internet off.
Now you gotta make a TikTok.
Would.
Wow.
But no, you definitely should buy money in Microsoft, because they'll eventually either absorb it or OpenAI will absorb Microsoft. So what the fuck is gonna happen? That's it, man.
If that revenue starts getting crazy, Microsoft's gonna scoop them up before the valuation gets out of hand.
I mean, either that or again, AI will buy Microsoft.
We don't have time for no war. If it like this is popping off like that, Microsoft's backing up the Brinks drive. Look,
no, absolutely.
Before you have time to ponder, 50 bills, 50 easy. It doesn't even matter what loan you have to take out.
Yep.
Heck, make it 150. It wouldn't even matter, because like if you get all that data, like you just print money. You are the Federal Reserve at that point. Like,
literally,
forget about it.
Literally.
So you pay whatever it takes.
To
if
get
Microsoft sees that, you gotta pay whatever it takes.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, meanwhile, again, Microsoft is leading the charge, and OpenAI is continuously showing that, and Google is going to be a little further behind, because a search and things like search are their leading factors in money. And so I honestly think out of most companies, Google is in a very tight place, because they can't innovate fast enough currently. And because of that,
it's kind of their own fault, because they should have been diversifying their income streams.
They should have
for a decade plus already.
Long ago. They thought they were safe and secure, and that's what happens. Yeah, so they are definitely struggling over there, and I'm sure a lot of people are having a lot of late. And I mean, yeah, and Google's also trying to focus on quantum, so they're focusing on higher levels of computing, which will allow AI to be even better and faster. So I mean, I don't know. I would say they're in trouble because maybe some of their market share in search will reduce, but ultimately they're not going to go anywhere anytime soon because they're working on projects like quantum, and they have such an extensive investment in there. Yeah.
You got to get to the bottom.
Damn, that's a lot of money to be
Yeah.
able to just skip the process of building your MLOps team. I mean, again, I imagine building an MLOps team is also very expensive because not a lot of people are true MLOps engineers yet.
Facts.
So yeah,
The ops is
correct. That is the
easy,
number one
though.
thing search on Bing is Google,
Is Google,
which is so embarrassing, but so funny at the same sentence.
What are you saying, Carl?
But like ML ops, that's probably not hard at all, right? Like the ops side is not the challenge,
Yeah.
at least to me anyway. Like the hard thing is data integrity,
Mm-hmm.
validating the models, and like wiring it properly. Like you know, 15 years ago, it was all about CNNs. And it's all about RNNs. Now Transformers is the thing. Like to me, that's the juice. That's the hard part is okay, coming up with these new AI architectures, but the ops doesn't seem like the hard thing to me. That's just another version of DevOps to me.
I feel you.
Yeah.
Cool. So
well, apparently it is because they're paying a shit ton of money for it. So
hardly ever.
Why does anyone ever pay us that much money?
Questions that need answers. Like, sheesh.
Because
okay.
Listen, we're just six
somebody
black
needs to
men
prove
who
to me
just
how
want
that's not
a
the
monthly check for doing no work. Is that so hard to ask?
Hey, this is work right here. We working.
This is work. Exactly. This is work. But this plus playing video games, making 10 times what we make now would be nice.
Thank you. Please. It's not that much to ask.
It's really not.
We'll be there.
So real quick,
Mm-hmm.
we got some more news about the Microsoft trying to buy Activision Blizzard King, and it's not good.
They care about
none
that
of it is
still?
good. Yes. What do you mean? Do we care about that? What do you listen?
No, Microsoft cares about that still. Where are they getting that money from? This is my question.
What do you mean? Where Azure? That's where they're getting that monny from.
Azure.
They just put all that Azure money into OpenAI. I mean, where are
No,
they
they put that in there before.
Do you know how easy it is for Microsoft to get 60 some odd? That's like,
yeah, it's true.
Elon borrowed like 30 to 40 billion of the 50 that he spent on Twitter. That's an individual. You're telling me Microsoft that's worth over $1 trillion? Oh, it's so hard to come up with 50, 60, 80 billion. That's nothing. That's so
they
easy.
borrowing that against the stock price? Is that where that money is borrowed from?
They have multiple ways of going about it. They could borrow the money straight up. They could borrow it against their stock. They could liquidate some stock. Like if you're worth nearly 2 trillion, over 2 trillion, 1.5, wherever they're at right now, right? Like 60 billion, like that's two places right of the decimal point, baby. Like it ain't nothing. Like you just sell off a little something and there you go. You can buy cash.
$90 trillion. Jesus.
That's a lot of money.
It's nothing.
They got it.
They can come up with that in their sleep. It doesn't matter if you have the cash on hand or not. Like you could easily come up with that money.
I could bail out the US a little bit.
Yeah, but why?
Why?
Yeah, but why?
Well, damn.
So as far as the acquisition, recently it's been all bad news. Like the FTC is suing them so they won't be able to do it. And now
Suing?
the regulatory agency in the UK, I always forget their name. They're saying basically like, we're not gonna approve it like this. We could approve it, but we need you to change some things. And basically, the thing they want them to change is to like spin off the Call of Duty business. And it's like, dog, are y'all
wow.
for
Wow,
real?
really?
Y'all
Spin off?
serious? Spin
Like,
it
actually-
off. They don't want Microsoft to have it.
So they want a new Call of Duty spent like
They want a
separate-
whole different business to handle Call of Duty if Microsoft buys ABK.
Oh, okay. When you said spin-off, I was like,
Wow.
oh, that's fucked up.
Nah. They can
I
spin
mean,
off Call of
that's-
Duty the game to another company, or they can
Yeah.
spin off Activision, including Call of Duty, and have Activision handle it as its
that
own.
defeats the
Niggas
whole
ain't doing
purpose.
that.
Exactly. They're not going for that. So that's
Stupid.
potentially a deal killer. And
It's not
it's
no business.
it's not looking good. I don't understand Sony's beef, dog. Like you have
It's,
so much, Sony. You have so much.
It's
Right.
it's like it sells consoles. Like it sells their consoles. That's really what it kind of boils down to.
Pretty much.
I mean, all their exclusives and all that stuff, like that's
Mhm.
cool, but it's still a fraction of what Call of Duty sells on their platform. Like it's just it's a behemoth. It makes them a lot of money. So they're just trying to salvage that.
Yeah.
Sony has never been good at multiplayer games. They've which is why I think they bought Bungie, because they're trying to really bolster that part of their business, because that is a lot of like recurring revenue,
Yeah.
as opposed to creating, like God of War, which probably took about $200 something million to create, sell at $70 a pop. You sell maybe about 10 million copies or so. Call of Duty, you sell that, and you get that recurring, because every transaction that happens on PSN and all that stuff gets a kickback to Sony. Same thing with Xbox. It's any platform that you do a transaction on, they get a cut of that. So Call of Duty is just it rings in a lot of money for them. So they're really just trying to really just trying to throw a wrench in this whole process, because that it is. But the thing is like Microsoft isn't. They already said that they're not going to take it off. They're going to kind of treat it
Mhm.
like Minecraft, where Minecraft has always been multi-platform, so they're never going to just like
Unify
make it exclusive. Yeah, the exclusive stuff is going to be all the new content going forward. So any new IP like Starfield, all of that stuff is going to be that's and Redfall, all of that is going to be exclusive to the Microsoft ecosystem.
Mm.
But all the remaining stuff is just going to continue to be multi-platform. Like they're not complaining about Overwatch. They're not complaining about Diablo or anything like that. Like all of that
Facts.
stuff is going to continue to be multi-platform. So they're just trying to they're protecting their golden goose. They have that they made a great choice. Made a great decision after I think the PS4 generation, where they locked down exclusivity, promotion exclusivity for Call of Duty. Which, I mean, a lot of people when they think about it, it's just like, oh, like I just thought that Call of Duty was a PlayStation game. Same thing
Right.
when the 360 generation, they thought that Call of Duty was just a 360 game, because they had those exclusive marketing rights. That shit matters. It really does move the needle. But yeah, this is just them just like, just trying to delay the process as much as they can. But I think it's still gonna go through. I think it I don't really see I don't I don't know exactly how it's gonna pull out, but I think I still have a feeling that it's gonna close.
I agree.
It would be
Um,
so hard for me not to be petty if I was that rich or involved in these transactions. Like if this didn't go through, I feel like at least a good 20% of my time would have to go to destroying Sony as a company. I mean, I feel like that's only appropriate.
they've left you no
Yeah,
choice.
Right. You like if it doesn't go through, both companies are getting a stock hit, right? Like you had to go through the process of securing that funding. You can't say you're going to buy the company and then, oh, after the fact, try to secure the funding. You had to take on some sort of debt obligation, liquidate some stock, which caused probably your stock price to go down a little bit. Like you had to make moves. So, like, if this doesn't go through, Blizzard Activision definitely is going to take a stock hit, and so will Microsoft.
Yep.
And then that will probably sour the whole environment for acquisitions in gaming for a while.
probably. I
100%.
think so.
They better figure that out.
Quick.
Yeah.
Uh,
I don't know. I don't really see I know that there's obstacles. I know there's all this like legal stuff that's going through, but I don't really see how. I mean, I guess I'm just not legally literate with what the argument is, but I just think that there's just a lot of like um filibustering basically.
Maybe
Just like
these legislators just need to take a trip to Redmond. They haven't seen how beautiful Seattle is. That's all it is. Go ahead and take a trip
yeah.
so
on a PJ and get this thing sorted out.
easy. Okay, let's talk about some details. I will say, Maurice brings up a good point in the chat that basically they're citing Microsoft's previous transgressions against them, like they are not want to keep their antitrust commitments, and oh my gosh, they got fined. I mean, that's not much for them. That's just a big number for me. Never mind.
Billies.
Yeah, 1.4 billion for reversing on 2004 commitments. So
Who can remember that? That's 2 decades
who
ago.
can
They got employees that weren't even born yet.
like
Pretty much.
they
Yeah,
do.
no bull.
So, but yeah, like I get that. I mean, they can change. Damn. Nah, but
And they though.
you can they though. Oh wow, Carl. This man said you can remember. He said you was there.
I feel
Yeah.
like that's uncalled for.
That is uncalled for.
Oh,
I
wow.
mean,
Fucked up.
I'm certain. Don't ask me how I know, but I'm certain there's people that have died for far less. I know that
Oh, wow.
for far less.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. So
Jesus.
Race got 2 people on site aiming for him.
right. I think like Preston said, I think the deal is still gonna go through. They just gotta, do this hemming and hawing for they gotta make it look good. They gotta make it look good. But I don't think it's really gonna hold anything up. We'll see. I mean, I guess we'll see. I could be wrong. I could be terribly wrong.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see.
So
But I'm ready. I'm ready to like I'm not really pressed about like COD being on Game Pass or anything. It's just more so like all those dormant franchises that Activision has, like if they're able to just like put some dev manpower behind it, either like remaking them or just continuing. Like they have Activision is like, I mean, on Activision is so they're basically ex Atari people, so they've been around for a minute,
yeah,
and so they have so much like
They bench is
so
real
much
deep.
history. Yeah, so much history, so much like IP that's just under that umbrella that that could be salvaged. Because I mean, we talked about like live service games and how they all, they had their time and they peaked. I mean, and they sunset. I think Call of Duty is going to be that's going to be it's not going to be as popular. I mean, we every time we say that, it always keeps continuing to get bigger and bigger. Um, but I think that if Microsoft is smart, that they really leverage like all of that IP that Activision has and kind of use that as a Game Pass bolster and really kind of um offer a wide selection of stuff to really justify having that subscription. So we'll see.
Yeah. Anything else about the latest bumpy news out of the? Oh, I will say one more. The last thing, that was kind of interesting that I saw in this particular article that was that they signed a 10-year contract with
Oh,
Nintendo
Nintendo,
to bring Xbox
yeah,
games to like the Switch and I guess whatever
to bring Call of
console.
Duty to Switch.
Oh yeah, to
Ugh.
bring Call of Duty specifically. And so like,
Or
Mm-mm.
I mean, it's probably gonna be
Mm-mm.
they're gonna be playing on X, Series X blades. They're not gonna be playing on Switch. There's no way. But I
Mm-mm.
I don't know. It's as interesting as it is. I don't know if I'm super excited about that
I
right
mean,
now.
That's a negative.
you're not excited about playing in standard definition on like TI
No.
89
well,
CPU.
they I will say they probably well, I'm sure Microsoft knows something that we all don't know, which is what their next target hardware is.
Yeah,
That's what I think that is. I think it's more so of like the next version of whatever
yeah,
Switch, Switch Pro, whatever the next iteration of the console. I think that's what they're
facts.
targeting. I don't think they're targeting the Switch right now.
I could, I think you have a good point, but I think also not six man, our seventh man in the chat is making another good point. Kids play games on anything, and I think that for for Microsoft, like that's another avenue for them to get some more of that, microtransaction money. Like get these kids, you know what I'm saying? You
Yeah,
got
because they
this
could.
super inexpensive console, and now they can play games that you would otherwise play on the more expensive console, or if you're playing like a mobile game. But like you get basically the full fat version. You just gotta have a
Yeah,
good internet connection because ain't no way the Switch could power that. But then you got
Mm-mm.
this skin money, you get this battle pass money, you get this all of that from people who had to
yeah.
make a much smaller investment up front. My bad. Go ahead.
I think that's. I mean, that's exactly right. I think that also. Um, I mean, Call of Duty Mobile, like nobody really like. We don't talk about it because we don't really because we played a console version, but Call of Duty Mobile is huge.
It is.
Um, that shit is like it has a whole life of its own, has a whole universe. So they could even port that to the Switch. They could um there's multiple avenues and I think Warzone putting Warzone on the Switch. I think that's like the
And that
the
would be
the number
huge.
Yeah,
one.
that's
Yeah.
That would be huge.
they want to
Yeah.
do that ASAP.
Yeah, because Apex is on there, Fortnite of course is on there,
All them battle royales
Overwatch
on there.
is
Uh,
Overwatch. Oh, the original
Um,
Overwatch was on there.
Or
I don't know if
yeah,
Overwatch
original
2 is
watch
on
is
there
on there.
anymore.
man,
I don't know.
Um,
Maybe
I
they
have a
put it
feeling
on
they're
there.
gonna stream most of this, right? Like,
they have to do like I can't.
uh, I
What
I
it,
don't think that like I honestly I don't think that they're like I said I don't think that they're gonna even bother with the Switch right now. I think that they are um either they're gonna create a scalable version of Warzone that can run on the Switch. It's gonna look like dog shit, but I
yeah,
think I
well,
mean Apex looks like dog shit on there.
Oh, it does.
Um,
It
true.
definitely does.
so but I truly think that it's whatever the next iteration of their system is. I think that's what they're really kind of targeting.
Did you
Maybe
ever end
not
up
with.
getting the OLED crest?
Yeah. I love it. I love it.
Oh, bless
It's
you.
perfect for me because like I never dock the system for real for real. Only time I dock this Switch is when I'm playing like multiplayer games with folks in the same area, you know. But I'm always playing in handheld, so I'm enjoying the colors, the vibrancy. Like I fucking love it. I had to pull out my Vita the other day just to kind of like do
Compared.
a comparison. It's like, yo, like let me see how.
Not the
But
Vita.
the Vita still looks good. Like
Yeah.
that OLED screen, that shit's on point. But yeah, I just think it's like I said, I think it's future proofing. I think it's also just really just the because you know Nintendo and Sony, they really don't fuck with each other. They really don't fuck with each other. So it's another like kind of like another dig at Sony to be like, yeah, we fucking with, you know, the enemy of our enemy is our friend, you know.
Yeah,
So
Very
now
much.
like they you
they
know
petty
they
as hell for that.
absolutely it was
You
definitely a
got
petty.
to.
Petty
I'm
but
Yeah.
I'm,
smart.
I'm with it. I'm behind it all the way. Like they earn that right there. Um, what else? I think that's it for this journey. I mean, y'all got anything else for the latest on this merger news?
Just get it done so we can
Yes.
see what goodies we
Finish.
can get on Game Pass.
Like, please. All right, cool. So, um,
Speaking
let's
of Game Pass.
circle back to Game Pass, and I have a couple questions for y'all. As far as this, because so Xbox has confirmed that putting the game on Game Pass leads to a decline in sales. And they basically had to
Duh.
admit to this after, you know, having their financials gone over. And so like are we now gonna see them, you know, raising the price of Game Pass? Like, hey, listen, you saw the report, you know, we gotta fund this somehow. Is it is it part of the motivation for them buying up studios and publishers, since like Microsoft, the parent company, can absorb those losses and they can, you know, keep Game Pass, you know, looking attractive. And then also we have Maurice's thing that he asked was like, you know, does the existence of Game Pass um basically make people go for a quick cash grab? What do y'all?
I
I
don't
mean,
think
Say
what do
so.
y'all
don't
think
fuck
about
up the
this?
system. That's what I say.
Don't fuck up the
I,
system.
it's like cable, right? Like um Fox News
Hey,
and
what's that?
ESPN funds everything else on cable. Everything else maybe break even, most of it loses money for the cable companies, right? So uh those two networks sort of carry everything. So it
Mm-hmm.
works out for most TV channels to be on cable because you can't really carry your own weight. If ESPN decided to leave cable behind, they'd be fine, right? They could set up their own streaming stuff and it'll be good. So they're getting courted by the Comcast of the world.
Mm.
If so, the question is the percentage of games coming out, can they stand on their own with games? Like, and if the answer is yes, then the Game Pass model won't make sense. But I suspect that the answer is no, if for any other reason that they want to be able to put out a lot of games, right? So like if you wanted to spend 5 years to make this great AAA game, right? Like, even if that does very well, like, how much profit is that really if it took you that long to make it?
Exactly.
Mm.
That's and that's where it's like that's where AAA is kind of like they're running up against now because like you look at Suicide Squad, that Rocksteady hasn't made anything since 2015. So that game has been in development for 7 years.
That's a
You
Mm.
know how
long
long?
time.
You know how much money that is? Like
Mm.
that's straight up
That's
just
older than my
manpower.
my
Well, I would
youngest daughter.
say I would say probably I mean, 2 years for COVID, I guess, but because let's see, it was supposed to come out what 2 years ago?
What, Suicide Squad?
Yeah,
Nah, they
last
never
year.
really. Nah, they never really like. They never committed to any. They didn't really announce it until I want to say like last year. Really, was when they announced it. Like
Mm,
everybody knew they were working on it, but they never really made a full formal trailer
yeah.
announcement to be like,
Okay.
"Yo, like this is what we." So yeah, nah, it's
Okay. Well, I'll
like
retract my statement then.
that shit's been in development for a minute. And that's like a lot. And so if that game doesn't do well, like that game has to do well just to recoup that money. Like
Yeah.
that's the problem with a lot of these games. Like they have to like do well because there's so much development and R&D just pumped into it that they
Yeah.
have to sell like 10 million at a minimum just to, you know, recoup that money.
I think Rocksteady is that type of developer that can pull that off. Like,
Can they though? I mean, who knows? I mean, we thought that, you know, slapping the Avengers
oh
thing
well,
on anything would be,
A hit.
you know, just a license to print money. But that shit didn't work,
that's
It
true.
did
you know?
not.
It
And
did
so
not.
now we're looking at Suicide Squad, and that's like, you know, people like Suicide Squad, but not like it's not like Marvel, it's not Avengers. Um, and then this game is going to be a live service, so that's the other thing that people are just like, I don't know. It's like it's up in the air with Suicide Squad. That could flop just as bad as Avengers would
Avengers
flop,
did. Yeah.
and even worse because I think that like the Suicide Squad was in development for much longer.
Longer. Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn.
So I think that I think honestly I think that Game Pass offers or subscription model services offer a different way to develop games. I think that it's you can time box it and be like, yo, like, you know, we're making a game strictly for a service. We're gonna spend 2 years of development, 2 to 3 years of development. Here's our budget. Um, you know, our game's gonna be, you know, what, 12 hours, and we're gonna pitch this to PlayStation and Xbox to put it on their service so we can get that bag up front, and then now we can continue to you know, make other stuff and not have to worry about it
Mm-hmm.
hitting like something like a Suicide Squad, which is like going to be $70. um and so I think that it just allows the developers to kind of like it's a more of a safety net, and I think that AAA is becoming, now that they're seeing like how expensive it's becoming, and they're seeing that the revenue and the kickback of that, and it's like it's not really worth it, you know, going down that route anymore. So I think
I feel like it will exist though because it works for Microsoft. Like they make all these investments in studios, and to me, that's like uh, a mortgage. It's like getting a mortgage, and then Game Pass is what pays off the mortgage and it eventually makes some profit, right?
I mean it's
So
really just more of what Microsoft does in general, right? I mean they're all about subscriptions, and they're all about like that's their whole
yeah,
business model.
Yeah.
and like we're going into a recession now. This should smooth out like their gaming revenue for recession because people will probably buy less games.
Exactly.
So
Yep.
if you're like, okay, I usually get like one AAA title a month or something like that. Nah, I'll just stick with Game Pass and I'll just play the AAAs or some other ones that are in Game Pass.
Mhm.
So it
Mm.
smooths out their revenue curve in the up and down times. So they'll keep it, but it'll be interesting what the participation will be from third parties.
Mm,
I think
true.
I think that you know, depending on what type of game it is, um I think it benefits them from to put it on the service because it's it's not a sure bet. Like I know that was it Square Enix when they first released the reboot of Tomb Raider, like
Oh yeah,
they were expecting Call of Duty numbers. Like they were disappointed
What?
that shit sold like 10 million units. They're like, yo, this shit's undershot. And I'm like, what?
a
10 million
different
for like
generation.
a single player game that's $60. Like
Yeah,
that's actually really good. But not their projections were like so out there. But um yeah, I think it depends on what type of game it is. I think it's a sure bet, at least to make some money um from an unproven IP to put it on something like Game Pass or PlayStation
yeah,
Plus to test the market, see how it is, and it's a win-win for both sides. Microsoft gets another piece of content to generate interest in their service or keep people like fed with content, and then
hmm
the other side is like, shit, we got to recoup some money from this development, so let's see like how it performs.
yeah,
So, Maurice made a good point. He's saying he thinks we're gonna see more Netflix style management of games with Game Pass. Like, if it doesn't immediately get like a following, a player base, like if it doesn't immediately find its fit, like they're just gonna drop it. Um,
I mean, that's
and
happening without Game Pass.
facts,
That's happening with live
yeah,
service games. That's what we were just talking about.
yeah.
absolutely.
So I don't think that it
Knockout City,
changes. I don't think
Knockout
that it
City,
changes
bro.
anything. Yeah, I don't think it changes anything with that.
But even
Um,
though like there's some games like you would think they would stop support like the Division 2.
Yeah,
You think that would have stopped support for that, but they didn't. They kept supporting that, and still going on right now. So
I mean, but that's Ubi, right? That's
yeah,
they gotta
but
pay them bills to keep them.
Ubi has tons of different games that, like for instance, like Assassin's Creed. Assassin's Creed, like their bread and butter, and they stopped support. They just said they were supporting. I saw on Twitter, which one of the games, um, one of the Assassin's Creeds. I can't remember which one it was. They're like, oh yeah, we're updating this Assassin's Creed tomorrow. Blah, blah, blah.
So, but all these services aren't created equal. I suspect that Ubisoft has amazing infrastructure. So they were the ones that partnered with Google to come up with, I think it was called Agones, which is what Stadia was supposed to run on. It's you pretty
Mhm.
much run the games on Kubernetes,
Mm,
and you could like scale down to zero, right? And then scale up as you need games. I'm certain most people aren't doing that. Like most people are they have ECS clusters, like dedicated VMs. It's up and running. It's consuming resources. It's costing you money.
mm,
So if you're able to be clever with the cloud, even if you're not getting a good amount of utilization, it probably doesn't cost them that much to keep it. So
sure.
just keep it.
Yeah, it's
Uh,
that. It's that going. It's that pay for what you need versus
exactly.
paying just for the hell of it, or
And
pay to keep it.
they're probably better than most developers with that, because I suspect most developers are just using
Ugh,
VMs, just playing VMs.
Anthem. Ugh. Why you put that in the chat?
We were talking about disappointments. So,
Ugh.
um, yeah, it was bad. And I had another question before we move on from here. Um, so something that I think Maurice said in chat earlier was about how people are maybe with Game Pass, people get I don't want to say bad games, but get games that they're not satisfied with. They're less invested, and so it's easier to drop. And so maybe that's something that contributes to some of these player accounts falling off a cliff. With like certain games that come to Game Pass or games that are like live service but free to play. What do y'all think about that? I will definitely say for myself, I'm quicker to pick up something if it's on Game Pass. I don't know if I'm quicker to drop it, but like I don't know.
Yeah, I definitely. If it's on Game Pass, I'll at least try it. And the fact that you can like stream it before you even
Yes, take up
download it
space on your
too, like
drive.
yeah, like that's. I mean, it's sweet, man. Like that shit is it's tight. I've also found myself I've bought games that used to be on Game Pass because I liked it so much. Um,
True.
another instance or a few instances, the Ninja Gaiden, I think it was Ninja Gaiden 2, was on Game Pass for a bit. Played that jank. I was like, yo, this is tight.
Oh
Got
yeah.
got through like 60% of it, and they was like, oh yeah, we're taking it off of Game Pass. I was like, fuck. So I went to local game store, picked up the physical um of Ninja Gaiden. It was like $10 or some shit. Popped that joint in my Series X, got the backwards compat going, got the boost, the 60 frame boost and all that.
Oh shit.
Like that shit
This
was it
man
was sweet. I was like, yo,
living
like this
good.
Look at that.
yeah. Same thing with Streets of Rage 4. I was like, that's probably one of my favorite games of the last few years. Um, when they took that joint off, I definitely picked that up. A most recent example is this little indie game I'm really enjoying called Mighty Goose.
Oh yeah, that's a
Um,
crazy game.
that shit was on Game Pass, and they took it off. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna get that on the Switch. And I did. So there's definitely instances where it's like it when they take now that it's a rotating list of games. It rotates so that it gives you a chance to at least try it. If you really like it, then once they take it off, you have the option to, even when it's still on Game Pass, you still get a discount to buy it and keep it
Mm-hmm.
as well. So this shit is, I don't know why people are complaining about this shit. Like it's so stupid to me. I just think that, like, depending on like what games you play, I think that really kind of speaks to how well you receive Game Pass. All you play is just AAA stuff, and there's really no point. I mean, you're only buying like 2, 3 games of AAA anyway throughout the year. They're going to become less and less because they're going to be more riskier and riskier
Yep.
as prices go up. So
Mm-hmm.
I think that people that strictly rely on AAA, they're going to be disappointed in the next like 2 years. Like there is
Yeah.
it's going to be kind of like how the movies are right now. It's just like you're going to see the same shit over and over on that big budget scale.
Which
Yep.
is why they needed to get this merger done, because at least in the short term, if they get that done, like you get your AAA fix for a while
Yep.
in
This
Game Pass.
this man Maurice said if you own an Xbox, you get a AAA once or twice every few years.
And
Damn.
Wow. What a
disrespect.
That's
jerk.
that's about to be everybody in a little bit.
You're not wrong.
You know
You
what?
are not wrong.
I might play Candy Crush on the Xbox if they get that into.
He said Candy Crush.
I might play
Hold on.
Candy Crush on
Do
the
I ain't
they
gonna lie, I've been playing
have
Candy
X.
a Xbox port of Candy Crush?
on
That's got to be coming if
It's on
that
PC.
merger goes through.
Get the
It's
fuck out of here. Ain't no PC
it's on
Candy
PC.
Crush.
Yes, it is.
You lying like a motherfucker. On Steam?
No, on Windows Store.
Bro, think
It-
how tight that shit would be. Like you could, like,
Oh,
once they get
crazy.
the app, the Xbox app more widely available on smart TVs, people could just fire up Candy Crush on the TV.
Oh, that would
Like
be tight.
Yo.
I played
what?
the heck out of that.
That would be tight.
Like
Like
that's just
you're on a trip
easy.
and you just fire it up on a
Yeah,
smart
just
TV.
that's
Yeah, that would be
easy.
dope.
They always get me to spend. I'm like, yeah, I'm not gonna spend no. They always get me to spend at least $2.
Yep,
when
to
I
get some
back
extra
in.
lives or
Yes.
extra moves. Yep.
Damn.
It got me earlier today.
Like Candy Crush is probably one of the few games that can consistently get me to spend money.
Only reason why I play now is to earn points to get like there's just like this program called Misplay where you can earn points to get like $5 like gift cards and for Amazon, Xbox, PlayStation Store, different spots like that. So I'm like, all right, I'll do that, and I'll play like it 5 minutes a day or something, get like 20, 50 points. So
Sure. Hey, nothing wrong with that. Man on a mission right there.
mhm. Ain't going
bet.
for points.
You and Maurice with these points.
That's how you get free shit.
Hey, clearly I'm in the wrong I'm not playing
bracket.
this point game enough.
Yes, sir.
Hell yeah. So just circling back real quick. Anything else about the Game Pass thing? Like I mean they did you have to admit that, there's a whatever percent decline in sales after the game has been
Also,
on Game Pass for 12 months, but
it's
I mean,
also it's tied to the Activision stuff too, because they're trying to like make it. You know what I'm saying? They're trying to like weaken
yeah,
their position
stance.
as well. Yeah, try
Absolutely.
to make it seem like, oh yeah, we're vulnerable. We lose money doing this.
Help us,
You,
Mr. Postman, please.
We need this
We needs
Activision
this
deal.
money.
Murray said the prices got to go up. You think? I mean, I don't know,
I
dog.
mean, it's gonna go up. I mean, it's just like with every other subscription service. Price just
All
goes
they
up.
do is go up. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And they
So
keep it at $15. Keep my budget steady.
Okay.
Stop trying to increase shit. That's why PlayStation failed with their PS Plus extra tier shit.
I
Extra
don't
tier.
know. See, it's still. I don't know. I wouldn't say that they failed. I
Well,
think
not
that
failed, but like I wasn't buying no $200 for everything for a year.
I will say that Sony is like they're putting some game. They're adding a lot of games to that server. Like the next wave of games is gonna be the headliner is Horizon.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Horizon Zero Dawn or Horizon Forbidden West. And then they're adding Ghostwire Tokyo.
Yeah,
So they're getting some
Code
good games
Vein,
on there. It's starting to pick up. So I'm actually looking at it like, oh shit.
Code
They
Vein, Battlefield.
Smash that mediocre games.
Well, damn.
Okay, shaky. And well, hey, I guess we'll
See what
see what
happens.
they do. Good games cost money. They definitely do. I guess we'll see. We'll see what they do. I mean, they did already try and they've been testing those waters already with that supposed the cost of live going up and then bringing it back down. It's like who is even still on live only? Like,
I think that's what they were trying to do.
yeah,
Kind of like
roll it out slow.
like
Like, the
like
cost of
really
Game Pass is
honestly.
going up because live is going up, guys. It's it's nothing we can do. It's math.
Simple as
And I
that.
think it was just more. I think it's more so to get the people that are on live to switch over to Game Pass.
Tr-
It's just kind of a way
True.
to kind of like dog, like all right, if you're gonna stay here, we're gonna charge you extra money, but you come over to Game Pass.
I can see
You
that.
This
get
is where
extra
it's
shit. You
at.
get some free shit, and you
Mm-hmm.
get to play
Yeah, it's
online.
just a
Better bang for
tactic
your buck
to
right here.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it's just a tactic to
I
get
see
people
it.
to do that.
Mm.
But yeah, it's like if you have an Xbox, why don't you have Game Pass? Like that's the thing.
I'm seeing.
I agree.
Sony gaming year over year is way up. I mean, I haven't looked at their financials. 23%.
We'll see if
Hey,
it's
good
way
for
up
them.
after this merger, though.
Facts.
Mm.
That will be an interesting day for sure. So anyway, let's hop on to the topic of the week real quick. Sony had a state of play today. And they announced some interesting looking titles and some for PSVR 2, I think.
A
Or
lot for PSVR 2. There was a lot of games for
a
VR
lot?
2.
I thought there was only like 6.
That was like half of the damn state of play. For like
Hold on.
Felt like a lot.
It felt like a lot.
Oh no, you're right. I'm looking at the number of games on here, and it's like
It
7,
showed
8
like
games.
6. Yeah, it showed
Yeah.
like 6 games. They showed Street Fighter. They showed Resident Evil 4. They
What's the
showed
quality? Like compared to like say a MetaQuest 2, is it above that quality?
Oh yeah,
yeah.
That's what I've been hearing. They said it's like it's probably like one of the best headsets out here right now.
Yeah.
That's what everybody's
Damn.
kind of concluding. But it's like the entry price is at least $1,000 right now. You know what I'm saying? Like you gotta
Oh
have
my
a PlayStation
gosh.
5. You can't use it with PC. So
Come
it's like
on.
yeah. So
Yeah,
it's
so you
like
gotta
they
use damn.
yeah. So it's like it's a boutique product right now. But they said like the quality of it, and even like the PSVR 1 wasn't bad for what it was either. Like the quality was never the issue. It's like how long is Sony gonna actually support this thing? Because that's what happened with the PSVR 1. That shit just
Oh
like
yeah. It just failed.
fizzled. Yeah, it fizzled
Yeah.
out. Like they just
When I
like
failed it, yeah, fizzled out. That's better.
they
That's a better
didn't
term.
support it as much. So that's why people are like really hesitant on like, yeah, y'all niggas asking for 1,000 and y'all might drop this shit in like two
2 years.
years if it's not
2.5
doing
years, something like that.
yeah, nah. So
But
but
Resident Evil looked good though.
all the PSVR games they look kind of samey. It was just like gun in hand, you do shoot
Yeah.
this. I was like,
Yeah.
okay, yeah, nah, it's not. I mean, different set pieces and stuff, but same concept. Just shoot this with your hand, you know.
He said 4K OLED in the headset. Interesting.
So yeah, but
That's
the
good.
big thing for me, of course, was Street Fighter 6, Resident Evil 4, and
Suicide
Squad. Everything, all the other stuff looked pretty interesting. I was looking at this Wayfinder thing.
Wayfinder that looked cool too. Wayfinder looked interesting.
That looks like it's gonna die.
Well, damn.
How'd it look like it's gonna die? But I can't say I'm skimming the trailer again, and I can't say that you are entirely wrong.
Yeah, it just looks so generic. Fantasy, you got a sword, you got this lady that half naked with a big sword, she's strong. You got these all these powers and numbers flying and same colors. It's like it's so
they've
cookie cutter.
Let people get their
What's
Genshin
the,
impact on, okay?
What's the gamer equivalent of Stack Overflow? They went on there and they was like, all right, copy, paste. Let's put some new art on this.
Wow.
Basically.
Nah, I'm looking at I think the concept is cool. I feel like it's done. It's too done, and it doesn't look like they're doing anything like really novel or interesting. I you know, the game coming out, I can't do nothing to stop that. But I don't know if it's gonna stand the test of time. I'm definitely gonna try it. You know what it looked like to me? It looked like if Outriders and Fortnite had a baby.
Shut up.
Yeah.
Shut up now. Shut up.
That's what it looked like.
I could definitely see
speaking
that.
of Outriders, I haven't played that in a long time.
Oh, is that thing still like? I haven't played
That's
Outriders.
another live service. I just thought about that.
Oh my god,
that's another live service.
They really got us. They really fucking got us. I be wanting the best. They promised me so much, and it's like, yes, you can come in here in this sci-fi setting.
It took too long to fix it.
They took way too long to fix it.
It took too long to fix it.
They had so many problems that like kept people from playing together, kept people from having good experiences. Oh, that's it. All right, Carl, man.
Is Outriders? Is that crossplay?
It is. PC and
switch my.
It's crossplay between PC, PlayStation, and Xbox.
Hold on, let me fix
Yeah,
this
because
audio real quick.
That was the issue. They kept
well,
trying to do crossplay.
they're putting it on PlayStation Plus, Outriders.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, sorry.
I didn't know. That's cool.
So they might
I
have
wonder if
a
that's second Second Life, second
yeah,
win.
Second Life chain,
They're gonna
yeah.
win.
So I think
We'll see.
it might be a good time to go back in. I don't know. I don't think they're making any new content for it, but
No, I don't think so.
I
They
have more
did
people to play with.
they did World Slayer, and that's about it.
Damn.
Mm.
Maybe I downloaded to
I
see
haven't
what's
seen
up.
anything else new.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. I don't think I finished World Slayer, but
Did I? They had to pay for it. That's what it was.
oh shit, yeah, no, that's dead. That's super fucking dead. Well,
Oh, that
like,
is true. I forgot about that.
that's tough right there. And I feel like that's a really hard thing to overcome for some of these fucking games. Like, you put out this game, but it's been buggy for so long, nigga. I don't feel like I'm going to. I don't feel like it's gonna be worth my time to pay for it, and then I'm gonna have to wait for you to fix it. Like,
They did
Yeah.
on Game. They put it on Game Pass. They're like, okay, J one drop on
oh,
Game
they
Pass.
did.
Cool.
Listen,
Yeah, remember
Yeah, it was a
Outriders
Game
was
Pass
the
thing.
yeah.
no, I
'Cause
meant the
that-
DLC. They put the
oh
DLC on
DLC
there.
no, they didn't. No,
Oh
they
Come
no,
on,
no,
they
no.
bugging.
That's where yeah.
They said nah, you paying for y'all paying for the DLC. We get money
they-
out of y'all somehow.
They
Yeah.
tripping.
What?
That was a stretch to kind of release it on Game Pass and then be like, yo, DLC, you gotta come out the pocket.
Yeah.
It's like, it's like I understand.
Oh why?
I understand, but like that's hard. That's a hard sell for people to
Yeah.
Absolutely.
you know.
You
'Cause
gotta
you're
give
not
me
used to
something.
selling. You're not used to buying anything from Outrider. So all of a sudden you just gotta buy something. It's like,
And then you get paid
Come on.
almost $70.
Yeah, nah. It's a
yeah.
no
So
for
you're
me,
basically
dog.
buying a game. That's
Yeah.
how
I
they
was
kind of
like,
got
no,
you.
I'm good.
Yeah, hard pass.
As much as I wanted to play it and give it a chance and try the new skin. Like they did the updates were free and stuff like that. So you get the update, but then for the extra DLC, that was the issue.
That is an issue. So real before we go to what's
Wrap
it called?
it
PlayStation niggas for State of Play. Do y'all feel like, we got some good shit coming for PlayStation this year?
Oh
Or
yeah.
Well, I
I
mean, all
know
this stuff is third party. So it's
That is true.
like Street Fighter is on everything.
True.
Resident Evil's on
Destiny.
everything. Suicide Squad's
Suicide
on everything.
Squad, everything.
Destiny.
Yeah.
So it's like I'm glad that we got to see this game, like see these games more.
Yeah.
But some of these games I'm buying for like another platform. Like Suicide Squad, I'll probably maybe get that on Xbox or something.
Yeah.
I'll
But
get that on
but yeah, I
PlayStation.
mean, I think I would say as a showing, it was good. I thought I got to see what I really wanted. And I think that I don't think they really moved the needle for VR. Like I think everybody is still waiting for Half-Life Alex to come
Gotcha.
to PSVR
All
2.
right.
Like that would be the killer app. That's what will move the needle. But other than that, what they show for PSVR just like all the same. It's just like person with a gun and you move it and you do this. It's like wasn't that compelling. It doesn't compel me to go out and
Doesn't pique
spend
my
another
interest.
$500 on this thing,
Yeah.
Doesn't pique
So
my interest to delve out of my normal habits of gaming, basically.
yeah. I mean, from your standpoint, as a non-PlayStation person, anything stand out to you?
Yeah,
Not
Xbox
really.
nigga.
Not really. I mean, like I said, the one game looks pretty cool. I'm Destiny. I'm over. Been since been the little chia joint. It looks interesting. I don't. It looks to me. I don't know. It gives me the same. It has the same vibe as Kenna. So I don't. I mean,
Yeah,
could be.
but Kenna was better.
Oh, was it?
Kenna was a lot better.
Well, yeah. So I mean,
Chia,
nothing that I would say nothing that would make me buy a PlayStation. But I'm glad
Mhm.
that stuff is happening. What you say about Chia? Or what were you about to say about Chia?
No, I think that's in comparison to Kenna. I think it's totally different games.
Yeah. Well, that's true
It's
too.
like Chia is like more of a survivor type thing. Kenna is like straight up action adventure.
Yeah.
This is a bit different.
I got you. I don't. Oh well, they don't show a lot of gameplay.
More of a puzzler.
Got you.
I
It
did
has
like
the
how.
not the gameplay, but the art style. To me
Oh,
gives
okay.
me similar vibe.
Oh, okay. That's fair.
But yeah, I don't. I mean, some of these, I'm like, I don't like humanity. I don't even know what this is. This is like
Humanity is like a puzzler,
it looks like
puzzle.
4K human fall flat, and like I
Actually,
don't
it looks
know
pretty cool.
what to do with that.
It looked like you're
I'm
like a shepherd dog, like
It's like Pikmin.
yeah. Oh, a little bit, yeah.
see, I never got into Pikmin, so maybe it would make more sense to me if I had that. Right, I will definitely watch somebody else play it to try and understand what's happening. But it doesn't like take me in. And then the good
Oh
bot. Oh, what's up?
no, I wanted so I forgot. I just remembered. One of the things that stuck out to me, one of the trailers was a VR game that was built in Dreams. So if you're
Dreams?
familiar with Dreams, so Dreams is like their uh it's like a very like easy to use like game engine that Sony has. So if you're familiar with like Media Molecule, they used to make Little Big Planet. One of the
Yeah.
big things, one of the things that Little Big Planet did, it was basically Mario Maker before Mario Maker.
Wow.
So that team, like they've always been on the forefront of what they call like user generated content, and Dreams is basically like a very easy to use game engine. And one of the games that they showed off was a VR game that was built in Dreams. I was like, oh shit, that's actually pretty fucking cool. Like if they could leverage their Dreams um, game or game engine to get people to create more VR experiences,
Mm-hmm.
like that's basically infinite content
Absolutely.
for PSVR people, and they could the cool thing about it is it could be like short experiences. Don't need to be anything like
Too
major, but
strenuous.
yeah, they could really market that to be like, yo, like come in, like use Dreams to make PSVR content. And that is fucking genius. I think I think that alone, like if they push that a little bit more, because it was like real subtle, because it just had a little image that just said made in dreams. I was like, oh shit, made in dreams. Like you can make VR games in dreams? Like that will be that is that's a whole different
Game
angle.
changer right there.
Yeah. They just gotta push, they gotta let people know, because that was like real, like nobody picked that up. Like
Yeah.
nobody saw that. So they gotta advertise that, because that man, that's compelling right there.
No, hell yeah. That could be like a really interesting turning point. Are these Media Molecule, are they in bed with Sony, or is this like
Yeah,
a third party?
they're a Sony owned studio.
Ah, okay. Well, I mean, but that could be that could be really fire for them. Um Damn. That really
they're
like
not.
gets me
They,
thinking.
yeah, they gotta put that out there.
Hell yeah. So, one what was I about to say? Oh no, Maurice was saying in the chat that what did he say? He think they're gonna drop the Last of Us factions because it was announced shortly after the finale for State of Play. Is that like a multiplayer mode for The Last of Us? Y'all, I mean, I don't know, I haven't played
Yeah,
the joint. Is that something people are
yeah.
looking forward to, or is it just kind of like a bolt on, like, oh, we're having this The Last of Us success, like let's capitalize on it, or like how's that?
So they've been talking about this thing for so long. I'm just ready to like see it.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm not really like I know that they're working on it, but I'm just ready to kind of like see it in action. It was very popular on the original Last of Us, the
Okay.
the multiplayer mode. People really fuck with it. It wasn't like people that played it like really fuck with it. It wasn't like a game changer anywhere else. But I think it just kind of goes back to the whole thing of Sony really trying to get more into the gaming as a service scene or multiplayer games in general,
Mm.
um, to really kind of like even out their offerings as being like the single player AAA third person action console, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So I think, I mean, it'll be interesting. I think it'll also be perfect timing because everything right now tied with Last of Us is hot. So if you can get that ball rolling, you can keep feeding that beast.
Mm-hmm.
Um, the fact that you remade Last of Us 1 and you got it out in time for the
The
show, that's
show.
just like paying dividends now. Like even I'm like,
Mhm.
shit, I might go back and get that chain because I'm really fucking with the show.
Yeah.
I just
Because
got
at
it
first,
on PlayStation Plus collection for free, the remastered version.
yeah, that's the remaster one, not the remake, the PS5 version, really. Um, so yeah, they just gotta keep feeding that Last of Us beast, but I just want to see it. I'm tired of hearing about it.
100%. That is understandable sentiment. Maurice, when you say oh no, he was saying that the factions thing got leaked back in 2020 and they never showed it again, so they gotta be in there cooking up something. I mean,
Mhm.
maybe
Yeah,
they scrap that whole shit.
yeah,
I guess we'll see. Cause I mean, they didn't have plenty of time. If it was like gameplay footage that leaked, and that was like 3 years ago. I mean, I don't know.
yeah.
It seemed like a
We
long.
shall see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else for State of Play, or anything that stood out for y'all? You really hyped for, or are we just looking?
Suicide
You know.
Squad looking like
Facts.
Crackdown. Finally, somebody got it right.
Damn, the last Crackdown ain't get it right.
No,
Oh hell no.
Oh,
hell no.
jeez.
They
I
fucked
did.
up 2 and 3.
Damn.
Yeah, 2 is terrible.
I
Oh,
was like, what are y'all
yikes.
doing?
Yeah, that's rough. And then it's gonna be hard to win to get those players back, man. Yikes.
Yeah, once
Look,
they gone, they gone.
they gone. Yeah. Crackdown I played on 360 religiously. I played that all like every day.
All the time.
So if Suicide Squad is gonna be, it looks like Crackdown. It's a lot more smoother than Gotham Knights. Like I wanted Gotham Knights to be like Suicide Squad.
Yeah,
How Harley Quinn in their gameplay, Harley Quinn was moving around the map like she was Batman or she was
Mm,
Batgirl, basically. Yeah, she was using bat tech and all that shit. So I'm
mm.
like, yo, we needed Nightwing, Batgirl, Red Hood, and Robin to be moving like that. Like I know it's supposed to be an RPG, but
Right.
hell, Suicide Squad's gonna be an RPG element too. Like
Yeah.
it has that Destiny element too, where you can customize. It has gear score, and you can have like regular gear, but have a high gear score for it. Like I'm like, okay, that's what's up. And like they have different gear fits for based on different villains and different costumes, stuff like that. And they all had different. It's almost like Division. It's almost like they looked at past. They looked at past RPG elements, different live service games like Division, Destiny, and they're like, okay, what can we take from, based on the Arkham Knight series, which is 5 years after Arkham Knight. Based on that, like, what can we take from these elements and put into the game and make it better? So, but then again, we only say gameplay. Playing is going to probably be a different story. But I'm highly hopeful. And it's co-op, so they said that it's 4-player co-op,
Yeah.
and that even if you play as a single player solo, it'll still be fun because you can switch between all 4 characters, which they should have
Yeah.
done. Which they should have done with Guardians as well, Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah. I'm actually surprisingly like I'm actually more excited about the co-op aspect of it
Yeah,
more than anything.
yeah.
Because it looks like it looks very snappy, responsive.
Mm-hmm.
And
And the gunplay even looks smooth. I was like, yo, like playing this Deadshot, being able to snipe from hovering with a jetpack, like taking people down. I'm like, yo, this is actually pretty cool.
yeah, it looks like a fun sandbox. I would just say that like
Mm-hmm.
it looks like like it's just gonna be crazy stuff happening. As long as they can kind of if it doesn't show its cards too soon, like meaning like
Mhm.
that
Yeah,
it doesn't show like the game loop. Like if they keep the game loop interesting,
yeah,
um, I think it could do well. But
yeah. Because they said they're gonna add more characters, more people to play with. So and they're gonna have
yeah,
like different um co-op activities you can do and stuff like that. So I'm like, if they can keep up with the content and keep it flowing smoothly, then it will be a huge success. But if they just like release the game campaign, do like maybe a couple activities, and then like slowly like release, like I'm talking about slowly, like almost like Halo slow, like do like seasons or whatever. Yeah, I knew Maurice would like that one. But if it's slow like that, it won't keep it. If they push out like Destiny, like if they like Destiny 2, it won't be a Destiny 2 killer, but it'll be like a
It'll be
good,
successful as a live service
yeah, it'll
game.
be successful. It'll be like a little palate cleanser for like, oh hey, let's go play Suicide Squad, a little bit and do stuff there. So we'll see.
All right,
we shall.
for sure. Y'all ready to talk about what's good?
Yes, sir.
But let me see what we got in here. Oh shit, I ain't written none of that down in there. Oh, I got it over here. So I can go really quick. I haven't, man. I don't know where all the time goes these days. I've been trying to watch Quantum Leap. I don't remember if there's been a new episode since the last time I talked to y'all niggas.
No. But,
Yeah, they.
well, what's the last episode you stopped on?
I was caught up. I thought, like
So
I've since the last time we streamed on the 9th, I was caught up on that day.
okay, so you watched where he found out why he was leaping.
Yeah, that was
Okay,
crazy.
okay, so I haven't caught it yet. So I've the last episode I watched was when he was the black bodyguard,
Oh, got you.
and he was trying to save the singer.
Yeah, that joint was crazy. That joint was crazy.
Yeah, I was like, this is diabolical. This
Oh,
is
what show is this?
Quantum Leap. Yeah.
What's
It's
that on?
it's on
Hulu?
Hulu. It's an NBC show.
There you go.
So so you can probably watch it on Peacock, actually.
Ugh.
Oh, maybe so.
You probably watch it on Plex. I don't know. Somewhere you can find it somewhere.
Yeah, you can. I mean, you can definitely watch it. Not on Hulu, and we can talk about that later. I've been keeping up with Tokyo Revengers, and that is
So I haven't got back into that.
I think I'm caught up. Am I caught up? Or I might have. But either way, I watched I started not started, but I've seen the Christmas episode, or at least part of it, where they're trying to fight Taiju. And that shit is looking hopeless, my boy. That nigga is somebody should have brought a gun. I don't understand.
This is when you start. This is when you bring the strap.
Okay, this is that man is capable of an irresponsible amount of violence with his bare hands.
Mm-hmm.
Like, y'all shouldn't have been in there barehanded. So I don't know what's about to happen. Nigga, help is not coming. We'll see.
Personal problem to me.
So like, goddamn, this man said he would leave the homies to die. Fuck him.
It depends. Depends on the situation.
True.
If I can't help, I'm out. If I can't help,
for me to die right with you.
Right.
Hey, yo.
I'm sorry. Hey, I tried. I'll try my best. If I can't come up with a solution, I'm like, hey y'all, hope y'all got something better.
Bruh. Hey, y'all, you need to call your next emergency contact, fam. I can't do it.
Pretty much.
Wow. I've been watching a bunch of the isekais that came out this season. Chilling in my 30s, saving 80,000 gold. A whole bunch of joints. I mean, obviously Tokyo Revengers.
What's that one with being a farmer?
Being a farmer.
In another world or some shit. Somebody told me about that one.
Fuck, I forgot the name of it, but I think I know what you're talking about. And there's another joint like that too, where it's like using my campfire cooking in another world.
Oh yeah.
So there's that joint.
So good.
Oh, and Trigun Stampede, that thing is great. It's really
because
really
I
good.
need to catch up because
hell yeah.
It got sour to me after they showed Knives.
Oh my god, yo,
and
fucking Knives.
Then they showed The Preacher. I was like, okay, cool. And then I was like, okay, what's next? And then it just kind of died a little bit.
Got you. Yeah, I am not enamored with Knives' appearance, but Trigun overall has been really good. I started rewatching the old one just to see how the stuff lines up, and it's different. Like, I feel like the tone is way different. Like, I feel like the old one is a lot more campy, a lot more silly, and he's a little bit little bit more of like a
he's more serious than the old one.
No, he's less serious in the old one. This man,
like when he got serious, when he was like, he'll be like that jokey type person. Like even in the new one, he's like that jokey, like,
for
oh
sure.
Hey, I'm clumsy and whimsical.
Kind of happy-go-lucky. Yeah.
But like in the old one, like when he got serious, he pulled them glasses up, pulled that gun up, and he started shooting motherfuckers like it was nothing. This one, he like.
I see what you mean. I'm talking about like the regular, the regular tone of the anime. I feel like it's more dramatic in the new one, and the old one is a lot more like campy, which is like fine. But like
it was the 90s, so
yeah. And I mean, it's cool. Like I'm still enjoying it, and it's just different. And it's more different than I remember, I think. But it's still, it's still pretty good. And the story is way different. Like I don't know how it lines up with the manga, but like episode for episode, it's like totally different.
Yeah.
But I will say I haven't got to him getting serious in the old Trigun yet, and I don't remember those battles, which is part of why I'm watching it. But yeah, I can appreciate him shooting somebody. Like, come on, dog, you're going, and I mean, not like that's not part of who he is in the old one, like not wanting to have to engage in violence. But nigga, when it's time to shoot somebody, I need you to shoot this motherfucker. Like,
play. That's how
we got lives on the line.
We got yeah.
Yeah, and he be playing. So, but
Anyway.
I watched The Recruit as I mentioned in the Discord. That thing was
yeah. I told you.
That was a roller coaster.
Y'all thought I was playing when I said that. I was like, I'm done.
It was nuts from start to finish. Like it was just wild the whole time.
As soon as season 1, I was like, they don't need season 2. He's not gonna make it. He's not gonna make it season 2.
No, this nigga about to have a heart attack at 25. He too stressed.
I was like, this is like, nah, I'm good.
Absolutely, Netflix. We need to talk. We just need to talk for a second. Okay, put the season out. They did say it's getting another season. Like it's advertised on the show now. Matter of fact, talking about it's official. Another season is coming. So I am a little bit excited about that.
It'd be stupid if they didn't.
You said what? They what?
It'd be stupid if they didn't.
Oh, absolutely. Come on, that's a super easy win. But yeah, been watching that a bit. I think. Oh no, I'm not caught up. I need to watch the parent teacher conference episode.
I gotta watch that episode. Yeah.
But
I watched the fire episode.
Oh damn, you way behind.
Really? I thought that was this week.
Nah, not parent teacher conference. Maybe you probably think about the teacher like convention.
Oh, teacher, you're right. Teacher convention. That's because I'm almost caught up.
Yeah, that was the latest one. Yeah.
But saving that drink.
Okay. Oh,
yeah.
I'll watch that later.
And then watching. I just started this week watching Maths Nashville, which is it's straight, I guess. So far, it'll be interesting to see. Obviously it's the beginning. Everybody's like, yes, this is pretty good, and we're gonna see where it goes.
Oh my gosh, we're just catching up on Boston. Man, good lord,
stupid.
Tired of those fuckers.
Whole thing is stupid.
I mean, hey, that's reality TV in general.
Oh my gosh, I was at Creston's watching that. I was like, why am I here?
Who's in? We can talk about it a little bit when you bring up Boston. But Nashville. It's interesting because I think we have
Nashville,
three black women instead of 2.
Oh,
and
really?
Then, like the third one, is she's married to a white nigga, and she was
she country as hell, ain't she?
Fine with that, yeah. I mean, she doesn't sound like it, but it sounds like the way her and her friends were talking about it. It sounds like she definitely,
country.
Is. So yeah, that's really it for me. I haven't, I'm way behind on all my like webtoons and manhwa. I haven't read shit in a long time, and I haven't really. I played a little bit of Rocket League the other day. I'm slowly working my way through Spider-Man. That thing is, no change. That thing is fantastic. Like I'm playing it mostly on the PC, at 4K, and I'm playing the first one right now. But it's like
skip that, bro.
Skip it, dude. But it's good. Like I'm having so much fun, like flying through the city. That's crazy. Like I can't. Like I'm like I believe you, but it's hard for me to imagine that Miles Morales is so much better. Like I'm definitely excited to.
It's more refined. It's more refined. It's like I would say, like like it. The regular Spider-Man is really good, but goddamn, that motherfucker.
We're not saying this because he a black Latino.
I mean, that's just icing on the cake.
It's icing on the cake. But seriously, like when you like doing tricks and shit's a lot more smoother. Like you have a lot more powers to utilize.
The powers. You just feel so much more powerful.
Yeah.
That's fire. I'm excited to play that joint.
It's an upgrade, but maybe you'll realize that.
Hell
eventually.
yeah. Make sure. But yeah. That's it for me. Preston, JK, what's good with
I
y'all
can
since we
go.
last spoke?
So
Or
yeah,
since we
let's.
last was okay.
Yeah, so shows wise, been keeping up with The Last of Us.
Great show.
It's really goddamn, I hate to admit it, but uh, they might get me on that remake. I might get that remake because
$80.
goddamn, I do want to. I just want to go back and
Compare.
fill in the gaps of like
Mm-hmm.
seeing some of those pivotal moments in the story and the gameplay. But also like just coming back to it, knowing that it's going to be like optimized for PS5. It's like, ah, shit.
So what's the difference
Fucking Sony.
between the remaster and the remake?
It's just more it's more like the animations are updated.
Okay,
A lot of the textures have been um
crispier.
they basically took what they did with Last of Us 2,
Hmm.
improve like all their uh like the movement and all that stuff. Like all that stuff has been like ported over into the Last of Us remake. So they learned a lot doing the Last of Us 2 that they were able to go back and do with the Last of Us 1, making it optimized for PlayStation 5, and then taking advantage of all the stuff that the DualSense can do and all of that good stuff. But overall, it's just like it's a better feeling game on the PlayStation 5. So I can kind of justify that, especially now that I'm just back into this world. I'm like, oh fuck, man, you got me, Sony. You got me. You got me. It worked. At first, I was like, why are they doing that? That's so dumb. But goddamn, that was so smart. So fucking smart. Jesus.
Okay, they was looking ahead. Okay, at the
Yeah,
future
dog.
play.
That shit was smart, man. I gotta hand it to him. That shit was fucking smart. Um. So yeah. Keeping up with that. Yeah, me and my wife have been on Married at First Sight Boston, and I I gotta say, I halfway through the season, I just kind of like I don't care what happens. Like I really don't. I don't really like any of these couples. Like all of them got like like all of them are just I don't know. It's just like I didn't really like this cast. Like it
Mhm.
was just
Mm-hmm.
a little like whatever. Like everything was just kind of blasé. And then like
Who were the couples on there?
so it was Mock the Shock with
Oh, and Mike and
fucking
Jasmine or Yasmin.
yeah, Mike and yeah, they were so boring. So
What was that one?
vanilla. Um Elijah Wan and
Oh, yeah,
Katina.
Katina.
I'm
Yikes,
surprised that like went through because
bruh.
Elijah Wan is like one of them arrogant black dudes that always date white women. It's like it's always it's nah,
Yeah,
seriously, that's a type, dog. I'm telling you, it is a type. I've seen it before. It's like
Absolutely.
black dudes that are like this, they- like extremely
They think they
arrogant.
God's gift,
Yeah, and
and
they
that only
just
white women deserve it.
only white women. Yup.
oh, I don't know about all that. But okay.
That is a type. So I thought that's who. I mean, that's what they say he was. Katina was the first black girl he dated. Um, so I was like, damn, like
I remember that.
that's kind of wild. But he grew up, and then on top of that, like he just like he's just so like
40?
he's just as bad as like a um
Maurice.
wow.
Damn.
He's just as
Wow.
bad as like like mostly. This is generalizing, but like most of the times it's usually like the females that have like this idea of like a picturesque like wedding, or not wedding, but like a marriage and like what it's supposed to be and this and this and
Oh,
that.
that yeah.
He was like extremely on that, and it was just like so annoying. I was like, dog, like he's like, you're my wife. You're supposed to be cooking. You're
Oh,
supposed to do
that
this.
guy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, that guy was like, I was like, you. I understand, but you going over the top. Like, like
yeah,
it's that like saying that. Oh, this is where my wife needs to. Yeah, that. I was like, yeah, you need to learn how to humble yourself, my boy.
yeah.
Like,
It was just, it just was like not. And then the couple that only lasted for like 12 days. It was like Alyssa and Chris.
Oh, that was
Um, I was like, dog, that girl was so disrespectful. She did not give a fuck. She was like, I don't even want to sit next to you.
which
I
one was
don't
that one?
like you. I was like, damn. I
Which
felt
couple
bad
was
for
that?
Chris. You probably didn't see him because they were gone already.
Oh,
Because
okay.
you
Because
you
the
caught
only
like you caught
uh
like the middle.
oh, okay.
Yeah, so now they were already gone. That's how long they lasted. 12
Damn.
days. Yeah. So it was crazy.
That's how it should get. Be disrespectful.
And then them episodes be long as shit. They be like
Them
whole
episodes,
movies.
be
Like an
K drama
hour.
episodes.
they do.
Dog. They be like an hour and 20, just like off the rip. I'm like, dog, what it so this shit must be at least like on cable. This shit must
Hour and
be
a
like
half. Hour and a
basically
half.
almost 2 hours. It's like, dog, what the fuck?
Hour 45, baby.
And like each episode be like over like an hour and 20 minutes. I'm like, dog, what is going on? But yeah, I definitely burned out on that season. I was like, yeah, these people, like I don't really care about any of these motherfuckers.
Outrageous.
And like it was just nothing. They were just yeah, that other black couple was Mike and could whatever what's their name. It was just
Oh,
yeah,
the personal trainer.
yeah.
Yeah, I felt bad for homeboy.
I was like, man, yeah, this yeah, it was interesting. But so yeah, that was that. Uh Abbott keeps delivering. I think everybody will. I think
We'll agree to that.
yeah, the last episode, I think there was definitely in some moments of like, oh shit. So that was good. Movies wise, I haven't been watching that much. Did catch that new movie with Jay Ellis from Insecure on Amazon, called Somebody I Used to Know. Um, that was a good little rom com. It was fun. Uh, what's her name? The white girl. I think it's like something Brie, Allison Brie or some shit.
Yeah, Alison Brie. Yeah,
Yeah, she's a good comedic actress. I liked her on Glow. I liked her on
she's on
Mad
Community.
Men. Um, so she played a good part, and it's a fun little story. I liked it. I'd say if you got like if you got something to watch with the significant other, I think it's just a fun little rom com. I wasn't mad at it at all. Jay Ellis, he was Jay Ellis. So yeah, it was cool. Gaming wise, played a few things. I finished Dead Space remake last week. Um, and started a new game plus. So the fact that I want to go through it again just kind of speaks to how much I really love that game and really love the franchise. So I'm anxious to see what they do from here on out. If they're gonna go down the line and remake each one of them, or do they deem 2 and 3 good enough to kind of continue that and then just create Dead Space 4 based on that? So I don't know what their thought process is in that regard, but I'm thinking about going back and playing 2, but I also don't want to do that and then they come out with Dead Space 2 remake and I'm like, ah shit, I gotta do that again. But I don't know. We'll see. But I'm gonna do another playthrough of Dead Space, this Dead Space, and try to get they have like this military suit that Isaac has. That shit looks that shit looks tight. So I'm trying to unlock that and just go through it and see how many. I don't think I'm a platinum it, but I'm gonna get as many trophies as I can on there. It's because it's a good fucking game. So um another game I've been playing is Prey. I'm playing that on the Steam Deck. Um Also started playing through this little indie game I was saying before called Mighty Goose. And it's basically it's like a updated version of it's a modern version of Metal Slug basically. And it has so much charm. The soundtrack is awesome. The gameplay is really fun. You get like cool little upgrades as you go along. Um, the levels aren't super long, so you can. It's a good like sitting in bed at night and playing type of game. So it was a good. I really enjoyed that. So what else? Uh, started playing a Plague Tale Requiem again. That game is still really good. And then on my multiplayer stuff, been getting my daily Halo fix in with MCC and Infinite, jumping back and forth. Got some COD. Hey man, don't hate the game.
Mhm.
Got some COD in just to kind of check out what season 2 is like. Enjoying that so far. And then my rotation of fighting games been on mostly playing Strive, but started playing Street Fighter 5 again and trying to work on my Sagat. I've just been really feeling that recently. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I haven't really been watching any anime or anything. I don't really I don't even know what is out really. So I'll just hit y'all up and let me know what I could what I could watch.
Check out.
As I'm like Carl, where like I like powers and stuff. So
I bet. I'm gonna compile you a little list. Yeah. JK, what's good with you since the last time we spoke with you?
All right. Let's see. Let's go on my media dump. Gaming wise, let's see. Been playing Atomic Heart. I just started playing that. Jedi Fallen Order, just finished that. Caught season
you
2.
excited for Survivor?
Yeah, Survivor's gonna be good. I've been watching on Twitter. I saw some stuff about the gameplay. They're adding more puzzles, which I like. And they're gonna have more meditation like Jedi meditation puzzles for people to do. You can skip them, or you can like just do the ones for the story and not go back to them. But I'm gonna do all of them because they look actually pretty cool. So I was trying to beat it because they had this contest going where you can there's like a saber hunt. So they were like having stormtroopers in different countries or around the world, whatever, like different locations that people go to. And if you're first one there, and if you played the game, beat the game, you could get like pretty much the game for free and like this special lightsaber contest win. It was like a little contest they were doing. It had one location in LA, one in the UK. So I was kind of disappointed because I was like, oh, they could have had this like everywhere. But it is what it is. But yeah, I'm excited for it. So we'll see what happens with that. He also has a new lightsaber stance. It's like a heavy stance. When It's almost like you know how Ghost of Tsushima, they had like stone stance, water stance, like air stance.
Yep.
Yeah, so like this one is kind of like that. It's a lot more heavier. Okay. It's a lot more heavier, and slower, but it's a lot more powerful. So it should be interesting for that. Halo Infinite, of course, play that with you. Evil West, when it's not broken and making us fall through the map, which we'll have gameplay for that soon. That's coming soon. Forspoken has been fun. Slowly progressing through in that. Evil West not Evil West. Gotham Knights as well. Apex. I'm playing the team deathmatch mode. It's not been bad. That has been bad. Show wise, Velma, which is is stupid but hilarious at the same time. Southside, my new favorite show, is fucking hilarious. Carnival Row season 2 came back. It is on Prime Video. Legend of Vox Machina. That's been good. That season just ended. I started watching Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur on Disney Plus. It's actually not bad. It's tailored for kids, but it's actually not bad. My Dad the Bounty Hunter. That was actually pretty good. National Treasure on Disney Plus. That was actually not bad either. It reminded me of the original National Treasure show or movie. I think they may have a season 2. We'll see what happens. Proud Family. I just watched the one episode. I wanted to watch the continuation of the last season's episode where they trace back Sugar Mama's roots to pretty much the town of Black Cowboys, I guess.
What?
Yeah. So like her family, like her dad family like owns like a family ranch in town. And so like she ran away from home because they wasn't treating her. They treated her like a woman, like she couldn't do certain things. Like she couldn't like do rodeo, she couldn't do like bull riding, stuff like that. That was only for the men, not for women. So it was that trope that women can do stuff just as better. Which she could, she would beating everybody's asses. Last of Us, of course, that's been amazing. Good show. Can't wait to finish that and then play the game. Because I'm just that type of person. Abbott Elementary, of course. Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantum Mania. That was it to me. I thought it was a good movie. If you saw my quick review on Instagram, I said it was an Ant-Man movie with linking and setting up for this phase of Marvel movies and shows. So like Loki, what's another? Secret Wars, Avengers, Kang Dynasty, all that stuff. Like, and Jonathan Majors did an amazing job as Kang, the Conqueror.
He played a major role.
He played that role great.
Nothing?
Huh?
I said he played a major role.
Oh, shut up. I was trying to. I should have ignored it and kept going, but It's always the dad jokes with this mofo. But they did introduce okay, y'all already know, about the spoilers, it is what it is. If you don't want to hear anymore, log off now, stop watching now, or skip ahead. Let me just say skip ahead. But they introduced MODOK, which I think they could have done a lot more with him. They introduced a lot of other characters with the quantum verse, and I can't wait to see King Dynasty, Avengers King Dynasty, because the after credits they showed, oh yeah, it's gonna be dope. But if you haven't seen the movie yet, I think you should go see it for yourself. It's a fun movie. Had some laughs, had a lot of laughs, had a lot of action. You learn some lore of what happened to Janet Pym when she was in the quantum verse. And I'm just gonna say she got around. That's all I'm gonna say.
Hey,
That's all I'm gonna say. She made a lot of friends. But I think I'm just ready for the next Marvel movie. And I'm also ready for season 2 of Loki to come out to see more of how Kang is integrated into those shows and movies and stuff like that. So we'll see what happens with that. But overall, I really like the movie. We'll see what happens. And of course, I've been watching Quantum Leap. I got to catch up though, and I've been watching some Netflix shows and movies. I can't think of what they were though. And of course, comics. I read Spawn versus Batman, which was really good. X-Men Bishop Academy, which is basically Bishop. Pretty much all the X-Men are black. It's like Cyclops is black, Wolverine is black, Storm, Colossus. Like they're all like black characters. So I'm halfway through that, but keep going. There's also I forgot the full title for the comic, but it's a Storm comic that I got too. Pretty good. I just got 2 copies of Marvel vs. Black Panther, where they introduce the last Black Panther in the comics, and then King Spawn, which is a great graphic novel, and of course anime. Watching the same anime. Strongest what's his name? What is the reincarnation of the strongest exorcist? That's been great. Misfit Demon Academy, One Piece, Trigun. I've been watching this one called Kirikyu Circus. Karaki Circus. It's basically about a kid being hunted by people who can control puppets.
Damn.
And so there's more to it than that, but that's like a general basis. Only reason why I know about it is because I saw a clip of the anime on Instagram, and the clip like got me interested, so I started watching that. Also K-dramas I've been watching, Island, and what's the other one I've been watching? Shit, there's another K-drama I've been watching. I can't remember what it was though. But yeah, and then some Japanese shows too, like Kamen Rider, stuff like that. But that's about it.
I bet. So that's
Oh, and the
everybody.
Flash.
Oh, word.
Yeah,
The
my
show
CW shows. Fuck you, Creston. I know you want to say shit.
Yeah, I ain't say nothing.
I know you're gonna say something.
I ain't say nothing.
But the Flash came back for his final season, which they finally introduced somebody interesting.
Who's that?
They introduced Red Death. So if you follow the Batman comics, in the Batman comics, there was a time where they did the Batman Dark series
Mm-hmm.
where Batman took. So there's Red Death where Batman takes the Speed Force and becomes like a evil Flash / Batman. There's one where he kills the Joker and becomes the Joker,
What?
like an evil Batman Joker. So he has like imagine like him being Batman, but with Joker's sense of mentality. Yeah.
Sounds
And then
bad.
they had Dark Batman Superman. It was like pretty much like every member of the Justice League.
Mm.
Batman took it was like a dark version of Batman with every version of the Justice League, I think besides Wonder Woman, where he twisted their powers to do evil, basically. So in the Flash they introduced Red Death, which is gonna be interesting so far. So it's gonna be an interesting final season with that. And I think they still got like Gotham Knights coming for CW, which I think that premieres in May or March. So I think Warner Brothers and CW are going to wind down with the DC shows until James Gunn gets what he wants to do with the whole DC
Setup.
universe. Yeah. So
I can see that.
Yeah. But
has there been any
I want to jump the gun.
news?
Yeah.
Get this
Shut
man
up.
out of here. No. What's
delete his internet.
Absolutely. I been rewatching Southside a little bit, and I'm very upset that they canceled it. But hopefully we can still watch it on HBO Max. That's fucking terrible.
Let's hope it lasts past Black History Month.
Oh my god! Right in the middle of Black History Month, y'all. That's crazy. Sounds kind of racist. I'm just saying.
They be like, 28th of February.
That's it.
That's it.
That's it.
They hire out that Last of Us money. They're like, man,
hell yeah, we don't need this.
Go.
Yep.
We don't need these niggas.
Yeah, pretty much.
Last
Until
of Us,
they need us.
Absolutely.
100%.
And then two things I forgot. I've been watching. We subscribe to PBS.
What?
So I've been watching.
Said what? You like, excuse me? PBS.
My wife is the family historian in her family. She likes to watch Finding Your Roots. And then I don't know if y'all seen this, but there was a Angela Davis went on there in the most recent episode, and it went viral. So I seen that, and like not so she. I mean, Angela Davis is light skinned, but like one of her white ancestors fought in the Revolutionary War, and one of them came over on the fucking Mayflower. She was like, absolutely not. There's no way. That shit was like crazy. It was like never seen that shit with a black person. Not never, but it's rare.
Your great grandfather was a Puritan.
I mean, how would it sound?
That's the worst kind.
Her great, I forgot how many greats it was. The nigga that fought in the Revolutionary War.
That's what. That's about 8 generations. 6 or 6 or 7 maybe.
Maybe.
Because what 16? That's what. It's Revolution was what 1200s.
Nah, hell no. That's way too. It was 17 something.
Revolutionary
in the late 1700s.
Revolutionary War? Sure.
Yeah, I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure.
Oh wait, I'm thinking of the French and Indian War. My bad.
Yeah, this
I'm
man, you
thinking
got too many
of-
wars in your head.
I'm thinking of. Cause when you said the Mayflower, I'm thinking like
Oh no, that's a
Roanoke.
different nigga.
Yeah, that's what
I
I'm
was an
thinking.
older, further back. That's the nigga that's 8-10 generations back.
Yeah.
But yeah, this nigga.
He said he came back. He came on the Mayflower, right?
No, that's two different niggas. She had one nigga that fought in the Revolutionary War and one that came on the Mayflower. Two different people in her family tree.
The way you said it was like he was the same. I was like, damn,
Oh,
this nigga
got you.
immortal.
This man lived for thousands of years.
1,000 years. Like she
That's
may be
some
a
anime
vampire
shit.
or some shit. Yeah.
Absolutely. Nah. Two different niggas. And
Okay.
Skip was like, how does it feel to be related to a patriot? And she was like, you know.
Not Angela Davis. She was like, fuck that.
Yeah. I mean, I will say
only-
she made kind of a good point where she was like, you know, she feels like she feels like already a patriot, but it's like, you know, it's a different kind. She was like, what's more patriotic than wanting to improve the country and wanting to move it in a better direction? And I was like, well, damn. Maybe.
Well, I mean, that would be the same thing for her ancestors too.
Maybe some of the mofos had some bad ideas about how to improve the country.
True, but then again, they didn't mate with a black woman, so to make her, so they may have had something may have changed.
I don't think that was by choice.
Yeah, it was. I mean, it was by choice of 50% of the people who were involved, and that's the problem.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's a good point too.
What? So,
but we won't know because we don't have a time machine. So,
the other thing I wanted to mention on PBS, there's another thing that we're watching for, my niece who's in high school. It's like a hip hop documentary. Fuck, I forgot what it's called, but it's been really good. Like there is more stuff that I want to see. I feel like it's not a holistic look at the
hip hop scene.
Like at the scene for people who would have been there. Like there's a lot more stuff going on in the 80s as well. But I understand having like a focus for the documentary. I just like I want more information. But it's really well done. And it's like at least 3 parts, and each part is like, I mean, it's basically like a movie. The first part was at least an hour. You said what?
Is this the one that Chuck D
produced? Yes, it is.
Okay. What's that on?
It's on PBS.
Oh, jeez.
He said no thanks.
Jeez.
He said no thanks.
What is it called? Fight the Power. What the fuck is it called? How hip hop changed the world.
There's got to be a Puppet Enemy type shit.
Yep. So far they got 1, 2, 3 joints up, each about an hour. And we watched. They showed him briefly. He wasn't one of the people that sat down and talked. But they did get a lot of people like KRS-One spoke. They had.
I did see a clip of that. of that.
Yeah, it's great. I mean, and obviously Chuck D speaks. Other people who were around, but not necessarily like founders of like hip hop music spoke. Like,
Barry Gordy. No, I'm joking.
I didn't even know PBS had a streaming thing.
Yeah, dude, and it's pretty. I mean, they got some problems to fix, but it's pretty good overall.
Interesting.
They're trying to get off that
trying to get off channel 32.
Yeah.
Yep. Like shit. Anyway, let me swap.
Mine was channel 6.
Play some games in here. Let me see. Can I use this one? Cursor's a little bit messed up.
Channel 32. That's why mine was channel 5 or channel 6. I used to watch Arthur and
Arthur. Yeah, I think I think ours was 26.
What was it?
Arthur, 26 and 32.
Barney.
It's in Autumn James.
Yeah.
For a long time we had cable.
Liberty Kids. I used to watch that shit.
Liberty Kids.
Yeah, that job. Liberty Kids had one of the most fire intros.
Yeah, I don't know what that is.
So Liberty Kids was basically a show about kids during like the times of Declaration of Independence, so Ben Franklin, George Washington, stuff like that. French and Indian War. No, it was Liberty Kids 1776. So it was around Declaration of Independence. And basically it was following the kids around that, like certain kids around that time. And so they highlighted like the first black woman to sue for her freedom, stuff with Ben Franklin. So like different historic things that happen in a perspective of kids at that time. So it was a very interesting show.
This is interesting. Fix this right here. But yeah, that's it for me. Once I
Damn, that thing song popped in my head.
what's on there? What song?
The Liberty Kids thing song.
Goddamn. No game sound. That's okay. I'll play a little music.
PBS should have some good shows though.
Hell yeah, PBS got like hella good shit. I was definitely surprised.
I'm just so shocked that they have a streaming thing. That's wild.
Yo, they everywhere. They got a Roku app. They got all the apps.
It was during COVID.
And it's free, right?
Yeah, it's free. There's some stuff you can't watch for free, but definitely there's a lot of good free content on there. I don't remember what was paid content, because I mean we've been on paying for a while now, but I
know that one show is definitely paid content.
Which one? The hip hop show? Yeah.
No, not the hip hop one. The
Finding Your Roots.
Finding Your Roots. That's definitely paid. They got to pay for the DNA test.
They got to pay for a lot. They got like historians on there. Like they do a lot of stuff. And my wife is really into that stuff. It's intense.
Yeah. They had who they have on there? Was it 2 Chainz? And he did not 2 Chainz. It was damn. It was like RuPaul was related to somebody.
Oh yeah, that's enough. I forgot. I don't know if we saw that part. At the end, they test you against the other people they've had on the show.
Yeah.
To see if you're related to anybody. Somebody was related to Diddy. I don't remember who that was though. And I was just like, wow.
Somebody said they were related to not Angela Davis, but what's her name?
I was gonna play some COD, but my eyes are falling out.
Oh, rip.
Well,
sound like
guess we don't play.
Yeah, I'm gonna test it a little bit, but that's gonna be off stream. But yeah, anything else? So we wrapping up? Y'all got anything else we want?
I mean, we can wrap up. It's up to y'all.
Touch on.
No, we can wrap.
All right, bet. So, well, let me go back to the others real quick.
I'll make sure to cut this up.
For sure. Well, that's the episode, y'all. Thank y'all definitely for joining us in the Blerdimension. We had a blast. We do this every other Thursday night on Twitch around 10 p.m. Eastern. So definitely come back. Check us out next week. We'll have fresh topics, more gameplay, commentary, all that good stuff. Follow us on the platforms. Turn your notifications on so you can catch us live or see when we got new content ready. Yeah, that's it for tonight. We appreciate y'all. Peace.
And subscribe. I know you niggas got money.
That part.
I'm joking, but for real, subscribe.